Chapter 1390. 1390 didn't give him any face. It wasn't easy to be the boss now. Wang Xian looked at the water orb on the stage and smiled. It was a marriage proposal. As one of the pillars of the Dragon Palace in the future, Duan Jinming naturally had to be in the limelight. The things that he proposed to get shouldn't be shabby. Wang Xian wouldn't let Duan Jinming lose face either. Regardless of whether you wear this water orb yourself or give it to your wife or daughter, it is definitely the best gift. The starting bid for the water orb of the first level of the Void Interpretation stage is 5 billion middle-grade spirit stones. The auctioneer introduced the item on the stage with a smile. 1 billion medium-grade spirit stones. A young man immediately bid. 2 billion medium-grade spirit stones. 3 billion. 4 billion. In an instant many people started to bid. 6 billion. When the price reached 7 billion, Wang Xian raised the bid to 60. Some of the people around saw Wang Xian's bid and looked over. 7 billion, I want it. However, at this moment, a voice suddenly rang out, raising the price to 7 billion. 7 billion, it's a direct increase of 1 billion middle-grade spirit stones. It's the young city lord, it's the voice of the young city lord of Xiaoyao City. He's bidding. There's no need for the young city lord to make a bid anymore. We have to give the young city lord face. Some people stopped when they saw the young city lord of Xiaoyao City making a bid. Some people even shouted loudly. Young city lord, you really have a lot of face. The woman sitting next to the young city lord heard the surrounding voices and said to him with a smile on her face. Haha, since I have made my move, usually no one would compete with me. The young castellan raised his head slightly and looked around. He stood up slowly and said, thank you for giving me this little bit. 5 billion. However, before he could finish his words, Wang Xian raised the auction house in his hand and handed over a number. What? Everyone looked at the young city lord but was stunned by the sudden voice. All the forces in the king's auction house looked in the direction of the voice in astonishment. The young city lord, who had just stood up, didn't say the last word. His face, which was full of smiles, slowly turned gloomy. He looked in the direction of Wang Xian and narrowed his eyes slightly. This young master from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire is bidding for 5 billion. Is there anyone who is willing to bid higher? The auctioneer looked at his young master in a dilemma. However, an auction was an auction. It was impossible for others to not be able to bid once his young master made a bid. This would also make the auctioneer unhappy and affect his reputation. I didn't expect this person from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire to also want this item. Alright then, 8 billion. The young city lord had a cold expression on his face as he spoke indifferently. However, everyone present could feel his anger. Is this young man from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire looking for death? How dare he compete with the young city lord? That's right. Moreover, it was when the young city lord had just stood up to express his gratitude. How embarrassing for the young city lord. Some of the surrounding factions were stunned when they saw Wang Xian suddenly bidding for the item. This fellow dared to compete with the young city lord. Was he courting death? Did he really think that he would dare to challenge Xiaoyao City just because he had just risen up and destroyed a few dynasties? This fellow from the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty is really courting death. It's good that he is courting death. If he really infuriates the young city lord. Lu Xiaohua and Yao Dingfeng revealed a faint smile when they saw that Wang Xian did not give the young city lord any face. He dares to not give the young city lord any face. Indeed, with his strength he has the qualifications to do so. Even the mayor of Xiaoyao City would dare to not give him face. The middle-aged man who was not far away from them muttered. 8 billion then 5 billion. Wang Xian looked at the young city lord who was staring at him. His expression didn't change as he continued to shout. The young castellan froze slightly and said coldly, 9 billion. 10 billion. Wang Xian increased the price by 1 billion immediately. He picked up a teacup beside the table and took a sip gently. He didn't put the young castellan in his eyes at all. Alright. Since the Dragon and Phoenix Empire is so rich, I won't earn for you anymore. I will offer you one last price, 11 billion. If you raise the price again, I will withdraw. The young city lord clenched his fists and said coldly. The surrounding forces were slightly shocked when they saw the ultimatum given by the young city lord. If the Dragon and Phoenix Empire dared to raise the price again, they would have completely offended the young city lord of Xiaoyao. This was definitely not a wise choice. Thank you very much then. 11 billion. However, Wang Xian's voice continued to ring out in less than a second. Haha, good. The young castellan's face turned ashen as he sat down. He picked up the wine cup in front of him and took a big gulp. Then he stared coldly at Wang Xian's position. Is this guy courting death? How dare he offend our young castellan? Damn it, that guy from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire is courting death. How dare he be so arrogant in Xiaoyao City? Beside the young castellan, many young men and women saw the young castellan's furious look. Then they looked at Wang Xian's position with cold faces. Young castellan, this guy is not giving you any face. Let's teach him a lesson. The woman beside the young castellan pouted her lips and said angrily with an unpleasant expression. Young castellan, do you want us to? Yao Dingfeng and Lu Xiaohua walked over immediately and whispered. The young castellan raised his head and glanced at them coldly. He said coldly, no one is allowed to cause trouble in Xiaoyao City. Yes, young city lord. Yao Dingfeng and Lu Xiaohua nodded respectfully. Dragon Phoenix Dynasty. The young city lord clenched his fists unwillingly. Xiaoyao City was able to become a trading city within a 100,000-kilometer radius not only because of his father's powerful strength. It was also because of his neutrality. He did not interfere with the affairs of other dynasties and sects. Furthermore, with his strength, he didn't have the qualifications to deal with a power like the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty. Unless his father said that he was going to make a move. But even so, he wasn't willing to accept it. This made him extremely frustrated. Congratulations to everyone from the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty for obtaining the water art bead. On the stage, the auctioneer squeezed out a smile and congratulated. This young man from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire is really, a newborn calf is not afraid of a tiger. This time, he has completely offended the young master of Xiaoyao City. Some of the people around were discussing in low voices as they looked over with twinkling eyes. Wang Xian smiled faintly and completely ignored the voices around him. Giving face to the young master of Xiaoyao City? What a joke. In front of him he was nothing. Even if his father was here, Wang Xian still wouldn't give them any face. In fact, he might even want to provoke them. If the other party wasn't satisfied, he would fight. Chapter 1391. 1391 proposed. Congratulations to the young master of the Dragon Phoenix Empire for bidding 75 billion for the elixirs of the third level of the Void Interpretation Stage. Congratulations to the young master of the Dragon Phoenix Empire for purchasing 100 elixirs of the half-step Void Interpretation Stage with 130 billion. Congratulations to the young master of the Dragon Phoenix Empire for purchasing 2 4th-level Void Interpretation Stage Spirit Trees with 250 billion. Congratulations to the Dragon Phoenix Empire. The auction continued. As long as there were elixirs and spiritual herbs that could enhance the dragon energy, Wang Xian would buy all of them. The young man from the Dragon Phoenix Empire has bought at least 2 trillion middle-grade spirit stones over the past half-day. What a big deal, what a big deal. All the elixirs and spiritual herbs have been auctioned off by him. This Dragon Phoenix Empire is simply too rich. Elixirs and spiritual herbs that are worth trillions of middle-grade spiritual stones are really tempting. The day's auction was about to end. 500 to 600 items were auctioned off in a day. However, Wang Xian alone had bought over 20 trillion middle-grade spiritual stones. Some of the forces looked at Wang Xian with envy. There was an indescribable look in their eyes. With so many elixirs and spiritual herbs, many people were willing to take the risk. A few trillion. The entire imperial treasury of their dynasty only had so many items. Wang Xian saw the hidden greed in the eyes of the people around him. A faint smile appeared on his face. Today's auction ends here. Thank you to all the friends who have come to support us. Our next large-scale auction will be in 5 years. At 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening, the king's auction ended. Young master, this is the item you sent for auction. After deducting the spiritual stones you spent and the service fees, the rest of the spiritual stones are all here. A staff member walked over and handed the item to Wang Xian. He said with a smile on his face. Wang Xian nodded his head faintly and checked the spiritual stones inside. That's great. Let's go. Wang Xian said to Ao Jian, Duan Jinming and the rest. Then he walked out with a smile on his face. His harvest today was not bad. I didn't expect this guy to have so many spiritual stones. Help me check what he has done in the 2 days since he came to Xiaoyao City. At the back, an old man stood beside the cold-faced young castellan. He stared at Wang Xian's figure with a twinkle in his eyes and said softly, "It's the young castellan. I will send all the information to you soon." The old man nodded respectfully. Under the watchful eyes of some people, Wang Xian and the rest rode the carriage towards the weapons area. Along the way he swallowed all the elixirs and gained about 500 million dragon crystals. "Duan Jinming, I will raise your strength by another level." Halfway through, Wang Xian raised Duan Jinming's strength by another level. Now that Duan Jinming had the strength of a second-level void interpretation, he could definitely fight against a third-level void interpretation. Even though he wasn't a dragon that was good at fighting, it was still easy for him to fight against a dragon that was a level higher. This made Duan Jinming very excited. When he returned to his residence, it was already dark. Wang Xian returned to his room and continued to rest. The next day he didn't go out. The members of the Firehammer clan were dealing with weapons one by one. At the same time, they used the spirit stones they earned to purchase some metals to forge weapons and continue to sell them. With the Firehammer clan's smithing ability, it was a complete windfall. In these 2 consecutive days, the Firehammer clan made a name for themselves in the weapons district. On the first day, a mercenary group was causing trouble at the entrance of the Firehammer shop, and Duan Jinming happened to see them. He used his powerful presence to suppress the troublemakers. The strength that Duan Jinming displayed at the insightful void tier shocked everyone. The sudden appearance of an insightful void tier powerhouse from a lowly demonic beast clan shocked many people. A faction with a profound void stage expert and a faction without a profound void stage expert were 2 completely different concepts. Even if the Firehammer clan only had 1 profound void stage expert, Duan Jinming, it could still be considered a pretty good demonic beast race. Those who dared to look down on the Firehammer clan would have to consider it carefully. The formidable strength displayed by Duan Jinming caused the Firehammer shop to become popular. One after another they received a few big orders. It could be said that they had made quite a name for themselves in the entire weapons district. Dragon King Ao Qitian and the rest will arrive at Xiaoyao City in a few hours. On the 4th day, Ao Yao appeared beside Wang Xian and spoke to him. "Are they here?" Wang Xian nodded his head slowly. "Let's go to the location of the shop." As he spoke, he walked straight to the location of the Firehammer shop. It was time to leave after settling the matter with Duan Jinming and the rest. I really didn't expect the Firehammer demonic beast clan to be able to reach such a level in just a few days. The business of the various big shops in the weapons district isn't better than theirs, right? I heard that the Firehammer demonic beast clan has a powerful force supporting them. When Wang Xian arrived at the Firehammer shop, he heard exclamations coming from the surroundings. This kind of voice was completely different from the first day when the shop opened. In front of the shop, a few members of the Firehammer clan received customers one after another happily. Dragon King, Duan Jinming and the Firehammer clan leader who were in the shop, walked over with smiles on their faces. "Close the shop and get ready. I will bring Jinming to propose a marriage. After that, we will leave this place." Wang Xian said to Duan Jinming with a smile on his face. "Propose a marriage?" Duan Jinming was slightly taken aback. Soon after, an excited expression appeared on his face. "Dragon King, shall we go now?" "Duan Yanlai, have you prepared everything that I asked you to prepare yesterday?" Wang Xian smiled and looked at the chief of the Firehammer tribe. "Dragon King, everything has been prepared. It is placed at the back of the shop. Are we going now?" The chief of the Firehammer tribe was slightly taken aback as well. He said with a smile on his face, "Yes. I will bring all of you out of Xiaoyao City in the next 2 days. Settle the matter regarding Jinming first. We must do it in a glorious manner." Wang Xian nodded his head. "Thank you, Dragon King. Thank you, Dragon King. I will tell my clansmen to prepare now. This time our Firehammer clan will be leaving soon. Before we leave, we must do it in a glorious manner." The Firehammer clan leader said excitedly as he walked to the side. "Dragon King, I will go and prepare as well." Duan Jinming also walked to the side excitedly. "Hey, what's going on? Why are the Firehammer clan's shops closed?" "Yes, what's going on? Well, why did they bring these festive carriages?" In less than 10 minutes, some people around them said in surprise. They looked at the weapons shop of the Firehammer clan, which had closed in the morning, and frowned slightly. Members of the Firehammer clan, what are you going to do? Why is the shop closed? A customer frowned and asked a member of the Firehammer clan. It's closed. Today, the future chief of the Firehammer clan will go to the Gilded Gold clan to propose marriage. The member of the Firehammer clan said with a smile. What? Propose marriage? Go to the Gilded Gold clan to propose marriage? Everyone around was slightly stunned. Chapter 1392. 1392 Proposing Marriage. The young, insightful Emptiness Realm expert of the Firehammer clan is going to propose marriage to the Gilded Gold clan. It is said that when the Firehammer clan was in the Gilded Gold clan, the mutated Duan Jinming and the third young miss of the Gilded Gold clan had a crush on each other. I didn't expect that they would propose marriage today. Could this be considered as a successful counterattack? Who would have thought that Duan Jinming's bloodline would actually return to its ancestor? Now that he has directly advanced to the first level of the insightful Emptiness Realm, it is more than enough for him to propose marriage to the Gilded Gold clan. The current Firehammer clan can be considered to have made a comeback. With the protection of a profound Void Tier expert, they are no longer something that ordinary factions can bully. At the entrance of the Firehammer shop, when the shop's door closed and 2 horse carriages stopped at the entrance, dozens of members of the Firehammer clan stood around the horse carriages. The surrounding customers and passers-by looked on with bewildered expressions. Who would have thought that not long ago, an extremely poor and lowly clan would actually have a profound Void Martial expert? And this young profound Void Martial expert had completed his counterattack and went to the Gilded Gold clan to propose marriage. The Gilded Gold clan was a well-known large clan in the entire Weapon District. Other than the Lu clan, the Gilded Gold clan's influence was the strongest. The strongest expert in the clan was at the 3rd level of the Profound Void Martial stage, and there were 5 or 6 experts at the Profound Void Martial stage. However, it was more than enough for a level 1 of the Void Interpretation stage to propose marriage to the 3rd young miss of the Gilded Gold tribe. Let's go and take a look. Let's go. Some people who had nothing to do followed behind and walked in the direction of the Gilded Gold tribe. Duan Jinming and the leader of the Fire tribe stood at the front while Wang Xian and Ao Jian followed in the middle. Along the way, some passers-by saw the Firehammer tribe going over to propose marriage in such a grand manner. They looked at them curiously. Father, Mother, Jinming will come over to our house to propose the marriage later. Can you not make things difficult for him? At this moment, in the study room of the Gilded Gold clan, Gilded Gold Yen ran over with a face full of joy and told them about the time when Duan Jinming was going to propose the marriage. She looked at her parents with some anticipation, her eyes full of desire. Good. Now that kid has become a profound Void stage powerhouse, he is worthy of our Yen. When that kid comes over later, we will definitely not make things difficult for him. The leader of the Gilded Gold tribe looked at his daughter and laughed loudly. He also said happily, "Thank you, father. I will go and make some preparations now." Gilded Gold tribe leader's face turned red. His eyes were as happy as crescent moons. He jumped out excitedly. Good. Although the Lu family did not agree, that kid actually obtained an opportunity and directly became an insightful Emptiness Realm expert. He is worthy of our Yen. A woman in the study said with a smile. The current Firehammer clan is no longer the Firehammer clan of the past. They have a powerful backer. The Gilded Gold clan leader said slowly. I heard that the young man from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty offended the young city lord. Will the Firehammer clan be fine in the future if they join them? Will our words be married to them? The woman suddenly said with some worry. It's not a big deal. Although the Dragon Phoenix dynasty offended the young city lord of Xiaoyao City, they didn't offend the city lord of Xiaoyao City. It said that the Dragon Phoenix dynasty has 4 or 5 4th-level profound Void Martial experts. The young city lord can't do anything to them. The Gilded Gold tribe leader shook his head with a smile on his face. Let our clansmen prepare. Since the Firehammer tribe is here to propose marriage, our Gilded Gold tribe can't be stingy. Besides, the Dragon Phoenix Empire might follow us. Let's put on a show and go out to welcome them later. The Gilded Gold tribe leader continued to say with a smile. It's husband. The woman nodded and passed the news to the Gilded Gold tribe clansmen. Duan Jinming is coming to our house to propose marriage later? When the brothers and sisters of the Gilded Gold tribe received this message, they were slightly stunned. Young Master Lu said that if our sister has any news, tell him. Should we tell him? Of course, tell young Master Lu. Third sister may marry out of Xiaoyao City in the future, but we still have to stay in Xiaoyao City. As the two of them spoke, they immediately relayed this matter to young Master Lu. At the peak 10,000 meters behind the weapons district, in front of the waterfall, 20 to 30 young noble men and women were playing. Lu Xiaohua, who was sitting next to Yao Dingfeng, was slightly stunned when he saw the message on the communication stone plate. Immediately after, his eyes flashed with an inexplicable luster. What's wrong, Xiaohua? What's the matter? Yao Dingfeng asked curiously when he saw the corner of his good brother's mouth curling up slightly. I have something to do. I'm leaving first. Lu Xiaohua stood up and said with a smile on his face. Huh? What's the matter? The young master of the city is coming soon. Are you leaving now? Yao Dingfeng asked in astonishment. I'm going to propose a marriage. Lu Xiaohua said with a smile on his face. Propose a marriage? Didn't you say a few days ago that you were going to be free and easy for a few years? What? As Yao Dingfeng said this, he thought of something and stopped. He asked, Gilded Gold family? Gilded Gold family. Lu Xiaohua nodded with a smile. Haha, the third miss of Gilded Gold family is pretty good. Let's go, I'll go with you. Yao Dingfeng laughed and stood up with a smile. Young Master Lu, young Master Yao, what are you going to do? At this moment, some young men and women asked curiously. Young Master Yao is going to the Gilded Gold family to propose marriage. I'll go with him. He laughed and the two flew down. The Lu family was under the waterfall. Propose marriage? Some young men and women were slightly stunned and showed a stunned look. Duan Jinming of the Firehammer clan has proposed marriage to the third young miss of the Gilded Gold clan. The members of the Gilded Gold clan are waiting at the entrance. It can be said that they have obviously agreed to this marriage. I heard that the Firehammer clan has found a powerful backer, the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. When the marriage proposal team was about to arrive at the Gilded Gold clan's mansion, the nearby residents saw the Firehammer clan walking over and whispered among themselves. At the entrance of the Gilded Gold clan's residence, a group of Gilded Gold clan's people were welcoming them. After meticulously dressing up, Gilded Gold Yen stood at the center of the group, looking at the marriage proposal team with a face full of joy. Duan Jinming saw the Gilded Gold clan's people waiting at the entrance of the residence from afar. His beloved woman was waiting for him. His face was full of excitement. Behind him, the members of the Firehammer clan were also full of pride. Today, a member of their clan came to propose marriage to the Gilded Gold clan. All the honor and confidence were given to them by the king beside them. Lord of the Gilded Gold clan, this kid, Duan Jinming of the Firehammer clan, has a long-standing relationship with the third young miss. Today he is here to propose marriage to the Gilded Gold clan. I hope Lord of the clan and the third young miss can agree to this kid's proposal. The team approached. Under the guidance of the Firehammer patriarch, Duan Jinming walked over with some restraint. He cupped his hands and said sincerely. Chapter 1393. 1393. What could 1393 compare with? Let's go. In front of the Gilded Gold clan's mansion, Duan Jinming bowed respectfully. Standing in front of the mansion, the Gilded Gold clan's patriarch and the Gilded Gold clan's people revealed satisfied expressions. Although the Firehammer clan didn't have a good background in the past, this couldn't conceal the fact that Duan Jinming was a profound void martial stage expert. For a profound void martial stage expert to come here so respectfully to propose marriage, his sincerity was enough. Good. You don't have to be so courteous, nephew. I have long seen your imposing manner in the past. You will definitely become a great talent in the future. I didn't expect that you would be able to change my opinion of you in just a few days. Good. The leader of the Gilded Gold tribe shouted in satisfaction when he saw how respectful Duan Jinming was. Let's go, my friends from the Firehammer tribe. Let's talk inside. Let's talk inside. He invited them with a loud laugh. His eyes sparkled as he looked at Wang Xian and the rest in the middle. Alright, bring the gifts. Let's go. The Firehammer clan leader was full of smiles when he saw this scene. He shouted at the clansmen behind him. It seems like the marriage between the Firehammer clan and the Gilded Gold clan is going to be a success. 100% success. The Firehammer clan is no longer the Firehammer clan of the past. Those humans in the middle should be from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. When the surrounding people saw this scene, they all looked on with smiles on their faces. Lady Gilded Gold, your Gilded Gold clan is so lively today. At this moment, a slightly shrill voice was heard, causing everyone to be slightly stunned. Lu Clan's people, Lu Clan's patriarch's wife. Lu Clan's people, and there are many of them. What are they doing here? Everyone looked over and were slightly stunned. Even everyone from the Gilded Gold clan looked over in astonishment. When they saw dozens of Lu Clan's people walking over, their faces were filled with astonishment. The leader was Lu Clan's patriarch's wife. Beside him was Lu Clan's eldest young master, Lu Clan's second master. Mrs. Lu, second master Lu, what are you doing here? The head of the Gilded Gold family immediately smiled and walked over respectfully. The Lu family of Xiaoyao City was a top family in the weapons district. There was a fourth-level profound void martial stage powerhouse in the family. The head of the family and second master Lu were both third-level profound void martial stage powerhouses. The power of the Lu family was completely incomparable to the Gilded Gold family. Patriarch Gilded Gold, what are you doing? Madame Lu looked around with a smile and asked indifferently. The Firehammer family has come to our Gilded Gold family to propose marriage. Seeing Madame Lu's cold eyes, Patriarch Gilded Gold frowned and said quickly. Propose marriage? That lowly race of the Firehammer family has actually proposed marriage to you. We can't agree to it. When Madame Lu heard his words, she slightly raised her eyebrows and her sharp voice continued to ring out in the surroundings. Oh? Her words caused everyone in the surroundings to be slightly stunned. The faces of the members of the Firehammer clan were somewhat embarrassed, and they were incomparably furious in their hearts. You can't say that. Duan Jinming, this young fellow, has advanced to the profound void stage and is also an expert. If he came to propose marriage. The leader of the Gilded Gold tribe said with an apologetic smile. In his heart he was a little puzzled as to why the Lu tribe was targeting the Firehammer tribe. Madame Lu, I don't know why you have brought so many people to our Gilded Gold mansion. If you have something to say, please ask your sister. I will go to the Lu mansion to look for you. At the back, Madame Gilded Gold saw this scene and frowned. She quickly said with an apologetic smile. It's nothing. It's just that your third miss is really in demand. Mrs. Lu looked at Mrs. Gilded Gold and said with a deep meaning. Mrs. Lu, what do you mean? Mrs. Gilded Gold asked with a smile on her face. Mrs. Gilded Gold told me a few days ago. After my Xiaohua and I considered it, we agreed to it. Today we came to propose marriage to you. I didn't expect that someone would come to propose marriage to you. Mrs. Lu stared at Mrs. Gilded Gold with a smile on her face. What? Mrs. Lu, what do you mean? Mrs. Gilded Gold was slightly stunned. She showed a surprised look and slowly frowned. Mrs. Gilded Gold told me not long ago about your third miss in our Xiaohua. She won't go back on her words, right? We are here to propose marriage today. Madame Lu said indifferently with a smile on her face. Madame Lu's words caused everyone around to be slightly stunned. The Lu family is also here to propose a marriage. No way, the Lu family is also here to propose a marriage. What about the Firehammer family? The Firehammer family is far inferior to the Lu family. The people gathered around looked at the Lu family members in astonishment, then looked at the Firehammer family members. At this moment, all the members of the Firehammer family looked extremely embarrassed. Duan Jinming clenched his fists tightly. Lady Gilded Gold also frowned. They had just accepted the Firehammer family. Most importantly, her daughter liked that kid from the Firehammer family. However, compared to the Firehammer family, the Lu family was undoubtedly more powerful. They also had an extremely high status in Xiaoyao City. Lady Gilded Gold looked at her husband. The Gilded Gold clan leader also slightly frowned. They never expected that Lady Lu, who had obviously not agreed to this marriage a few days ago, would actually directly propose the marriage today. This caught them somewhat unprepared. Lady Gilded Gold, you won't go back on your words, right? You won't play tricks on people, right? Mrs. Lu saw them furrowing their brows and faintly forced them. Playing tricks on their Lu clan, the consequences were clear to everyone. Gilded Gold clan leader, Mrs. Gilded Gold, Miss Yen Yen is incomparably beautiful. I want to marry her as a concubine. Today, I beg my mother to come and propose marriage to the Gilded Gold clan. I hope uncle and aunt will agree. Lu Xiaohua, who was standing at the side, slightly raised the corners of his mouth. He took a step forward and faintly said, "As a concubine?" Lu Xiaohua's words caused the expressions of the Gilded Gold tribe leader and madam to slightly change. He was actually marrying her as a concubine and not as a wife. Don't worry, Gilded Gold tribe leader. Our Lu family will not mistreat Yan Yan. Yan Yan is a good girl. No matter how you look at it, Yan Yan is my son's first legitimate wife. Madame Lu said with a smile on her face. Father, mother, I want to marry brother Jinming. I don't want to. At the back, Yan Yan anxiously walked over and said in a low voice. Not long ago, she knew that her parents wanted her to marry the eldest son of the Lu family. However, the other party did not seem to agree at first. This made her sigh in relief. However, she did not expect that the other party would actually come to propose marriage today. Yan Yan, don't be deceived at such a young age. What right does a lowly demonic beast race have to be compared to our Lu family? Compared to our youth, you are still young and insensible. Madame Lu's eyes were filled with displeasure when she heard Gilded Yan's words. She said coldly, "Gilded Yan, you should be happy that I'm marrying you as a concubine. Today, I and the people of our Lu family came to propose marriage personally. Your Gilded Gold family will not reject us and agree to a lowly demonic beast race, right?" Lu Xiaohua's lips curled up slightly at the side. He swept a disdainful glance at Duan Jinming, the Firehammer clan, and even Wang Xian. Chapter 1394. 1394. How could 1394 compete with them? The Lu family is obviously going to fight over it. The Lu family is bullying us. Other people come over respectfully to propose marriage, but they are putting on airs. But who asked the Lu family to be so powerful? Mrs. Lu and Lu Xiaohua did not hide their words at all, causing an uproar in the surroundings. They looked at Duan Jinming and the Firehammer clan sympathetically. Although the current Firehammer clan was quite strong, they were still far from the Lu clan. They didn't dare to reject the Lu clan's proposal. Who are you calling a lowly demonic beast clan? Duan Jinming heard them calling him a lowly demonic beast clan, and his expression turned angry. He growled in a low voice. Jinming, don't be angry. The Firehammer tribe leader waved his hand at Duan Jinming, telling him not to speak recklessly. He straightened his clothes and cupped his hands towards the center. Gilded Gold tribe leader, our Firehammer tribe is sincerely here today to propose a marriage. The Gilded Gold tribe leader also knows that the two children have long been in love. Our Firehammer tribe was indeed a lowly demonic beast tribe in the past. Perhaps we are still a lowly tribe in the eyes of some people now. Bring out the marriage proposal gift prepared by our lowly clan. I believe that the Gilded Gold clan leader will be able to see our sincerity. After the Firehammer clan leader cupped his hands, he slightly raised his head and straightened his back as he stood up. It's the clan leader. At the rear, a few members of the Firehammer clan carried the items from the carriage down. Ping ping ping. There were a total of 10 boxes. The members of the Firehammer clan directly placed the boxes on the ground in the middle. Chief Gilded Gold, our Firehammer clan comes from an ordinary background. In the past, many thanks to Chief Gilded Gold for giving us a meal. Our Gilded Gold bloodline is extraordinary. Now that we have become insightful emptiness realm experts, these are the betrothal gifts we prepared to show our sincerity. The chief of the Firehammer clan walked over and waved at the clansmen behind him. Ka ka ka. The chest opened, revealing some of the items inside. Hua. Holy shit, so many weapons and equipment. Hiss, so many weapons. The Firehammer clan actually brought out so many exquisite weapons. Look at that chest, there's a forging table inside. It should be a profound void tier forging table. This forging table is worth at least 10 billion middle-grade spirit stones. My goodness, what a huge sum. Look at those brats. 5 void interpretation weapons. How did the Firehammer clan become so rich? All these items added together should be worth at least 100 billion middle-grade spirit stones, right? When the items were opened one by one, the surrounding people revealed shocked expressions. A weapon worth 100 billion middle-grade spirit stones. This wasn't something that could be easily taken out by a random force. Even the Gilded Gold clan's items that were worth such a high price were equivalent to 1/7 to 1/8 of their clan's wealth. Everyone in the Gilded Gold clan was slightly stunned. Their gazes looked at the items one by one, and a trace of shock flashed through their eyes. This was fucking generous. Third Miss, this is my gift to you. At this moment, Duan Jinming walked over, took out the water orb from his interspatial ring, and handed it to Gilded Speech. Water orb, the water orb that was auctioned at the king's auction yesterday. Oh my god, a water orb worth more than 10 billion mid-grade spirit stones. I heard that the young city lord wanted to buy it, but the people of the Dragon Phoenix Empire didn't give the young city lord any face and directly bid for it. This Firehammer clan is simply too generous. More than 100 billion items to propose marriage, TSK. It seems that the Firehammer clan has a powerful background. The Liu clan came to propose marriage, but they didn't even prepare the items. There's no sincerity at all. Around them, everyone looked at the gifts with some shock and swallowed a mouthful of saliva. This is an item that our lowly race took out. I hope that the Gilded Gold tribe leader will agree to the marriage between Jin Ming and Third Miss. The Firehammer tribe leader cupped his hands once again and looked at everyone from the Liu tribe as he spoke indifferently. At this moment, everyone from the Liu tribe looked at the items in the arena with an embarrassed expression. Hearing the words, items prepared by the lowly race, their expressions changed slightly. A lowly race had already taken out so many items. As the Liu family, shouldn't you take out something even more precious? It's just some external items. Our foundation and strength aren't something they can compare to. Liu Xiaohua's gloomy face swept across Duan Jinming as he stared at the Gilded Gold family with an embarrassed expression. Uncle and aunt, I'm more than enough for your 3 daughters. Please consider it carefully. Mrs. Gilded Gold, for your daughter Sake and for the Gilded Gold family's sake, you'd better betroth your 3rd daughter to my son. Mrs. Liu said with an embarrassed expression. There was a hint of threat in her voice. The Liu family's words caused the Gilded Gold family's expressions to change slightly. It was very obvious that if their daughter didn't marry the Liu family, then the Gilded Gold family would be in trouble in the future. The meaning was obvious. Haha, if you want to propose a marriage, then propose a marriage. Why did you bring along a competition of influence? Wang Xian, who had been watching from the back, smirked when he saw the people from the Liu family using influence to suppress others. The Gilded Gold family wouldn't be able to withstand the pressure of the Liu family. He walked out with a smile on his face. His gaze swept across everyone from the Liu family. His eyes were filled with disdain. Do you really think that only your Liu family has influence? Who is that young man? He has been with the Firehammer family all this while. He should be from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. The influence of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire is much stronger than the Liu family. When the people around saw Wang Xian walking out, they were all surprised and discussed in a low voice. Dragon and Phoenix Empire? This has nothing to do with you guys. You are meddling too much. Do you really think that this is your Dragon and Phoenix Empire? Everyone from the Liu clan was focused on Wang Xian. Liu Xiaohua stared at him with a cold face. If someone bullies my subordinates, I will naturally take action. If you are not satisfied, we can have a fight. With your Liu clan, do you believe that I can destroy all of you easily? Wang Xian glanced at everyone from the Liu clan with a smile and said forcefully. He's really domineering. This is interesting. Now that the Firehammer clan has the Dragon and Phoenix Empire behind them, it's really easy for them to destroy the Liu clan with the power of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. When the people around saw Wang Xian's domineering manner, their eyes lit up. This time the Liu clan had encountered a tough nut to crack. You. When everyone in the Liu clan heard Wang Xian's words, their faces changed slightly. They looked extremely embarrassed. A gentleman would like to have a beautiful lady. As a young man, what's the difference between a good-for-nothing and a good-for-nothing by relying on the forces behind him? Let's compete on our own. Wang Xian said with a smile on his face, if your Liu clan dares to suppress us in this matter, I will take action as well. If you don't, let's see how strong you are from the Gilded Gold clan. As he spoke, he gestured at Duan Jinming. With your individual strength, how can a noble trash like you compete with me? Duan Jinming stared at Liu Xiaohua and roared loudly. His aura shook and a second-level profound void martial stage aura was emitted. A terrifying aura charged forward. Chapter 1395. 1395 I'll be in charge. Boom. A terrifying aura emanated from Duan Jinming's body, and the terrifying aura directly covered the entire Lu clan. Lu Xiaohua, who was the first to bear the brunt of this terrifying impact, instantly turned pale. His face was filled with terror as he directly retreated backwards. What? This is impossible. This aura isn't the aura of an ordinary profound void stage expert. This second-level insightful emptiness realm expert? Or higher? My god, Duan Jinming's aura? In front of the Gilded Gold clan's mansion, at least a few thousand people gathered to watch curiously. When Duan Jinming unleashed all of his strength, everyone was shocked. They looked at Duan Jinming standing in the middle with fear on their faces. That terrifying aura caused everyone's faces to turn slightly pale. Third level of the profound void tier. At the Lu clan's position, the Lu clan's second master's expression changed drastically. With a wave of his arm, a wave of energy directly blocked Duan Jinming's incoming aura. He stared at Duan Jinming with a face full of shock, and couldn't help but exclaim out loud. What? Third level of the profound void tier? Duan Jinming is a third level of the profound void tier expert? How is this possible? Third level of the profound void tier? A few days ago wasn't he just a punk who was nothing? How could it be now? The rest of the Lu clan members were all dumbfounded. They stared at Duan Jinming in disbelief. Third level of the profound void tier, this was the third level of the profound void tier. In their Lu clan he was also a top-notch expert. But now, this once lowly demonic beast was actually a terrifying existence like the third level of the profound void tier. That's right, it's the third level of the profound void tier. It's the aura of the third level of the profound void tier. The Gilded Gold tribe leader's body was trembling slightly. He stared at Duan Jinming with his eyes wide open. His strength was at the second-level profound void martial stage. He could feel the terrifying pressure coming from Duan Jinming. This pressure made him tremble. This kid, was he the young man who respectfully bowed and cupped his hands towards him just now? Was he the young man who wanted to marry his daughter and respectfully came to propose marriage? This was a fucking third-level profound void martial stage. A third-level profound void martial stage expert who was comparable to their Gilded Gold family's patriarch. Such an expert came to propose the marriage and he still refused. As for the Lu family's eldest young master, compared to a third-level profound void martial stage expert, he was far inferior. Third-level profound void martial stage, Duan Jinming's bloodline level is absolutely very good, otherwise he wouldn't have directly upgraded to third-level profound void martial stage. Compared to Duan Jinming, the young master of the Lu family is completely useless. Lowly? There's such a lowly expert? Everyone was in a daze as they thought of the mockery and disdain the Lu family had shown him. Now they had been slapped in the face and it was a severe slap to the face. Compared to Duan Jinming, Lu Xiaohua was on a completely different level. No wonder the people of the Dragon Phoenix Empire placed so much importance on the Firehammer clan and Duan Jinming. Some people had some understanding. Using force to suppress others. The other party had the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. In terms of individual ability, there was no way they could compare. Jinming. Gilded Gold Yen looked at Duan Jinming with admiration. He tightly held the water orb in his hand, full of excitement. In front of Gilded Gold Mansion, under Duan Jinming's powerful aura, everyone fell silent. All the people of the Lu clan stood in front of them, looking extremely embarrassed. Lu Xiaohua's face was ashen. He never expected that lowly demonic beast to have such terrifying strength. He originally wanted to embarrass Duan Jinming and that guy from the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty, but he didn't expect that he would be the one to be embarrassed in the end. He even made the entire Lu clan lose face. Mrs. Gilded Gold, I don't care about this matter. A few days ago, you said that you wanted your third lady to marry my son. Now I brought my son here to propose marriage. Do you want to embarrass my Lu clan? Are you going to slap our Lu clan's face? At this moment Mrs. Lu's stern voice suddenly sounded. At this moment Mrs. Lu stared at all the members of the Gilded Gold clan with a gloomy expression and asked with a cold face. Huh. All the members of the Gilded Gold clan were slightly stunned. Mrs. Gilded Gold's expression began to change. She had indeed said that she wanted her third daughter to marry the son of the Lu clan. At first Mrs. Lu had said that it was fine, but it was clear that this matter did not succeed. However, it was obvious that they had not rejected it. Now that Madame Lu had brought up this matter, it made her look extremely embarrassed. As long as they did not agree to the Liu family's proposal, they would definitely anger the Liu family. However, if they agreed. Duan Jinming was a third-level profound void martial stage expert. His daughter liked him and had given him so many gifts. The entire Gilded Gold family was more inclined towards Duan Jinming. Gilded Gold family, you guys should make a normal choice. If the Liu family dares to go against you, we will take action against them. Wang Xian saw Madame Liu's threat and spoke out sarcastically. Dragon and Phoenix Empire, this is Xiaoyao City, not your empire. Do you really think that you can go against anyone you want? Don't look down on Xiaoyao City. Yao Dingfeng, who was standing at the side, said coldly when he saw Wang Xian's arrogant look. Hey, young Master Yao, what's going on? At this moment, some curious voices came from behind. Yao Dingfeng was slightly taken aback. He looked over and the people around him also looked over. More than 30 young men and women with extraordinary statuses walked over curiously. What's wrong? We wanted to congratulate young Master Liu on marrying a beautiful woman. What's going on now? The young Master City has followed us here. A young man looked at the scene curiously and asked. Young Master Li, young Master Yang, you guys are just in time. An arrogant guy said arrogantly that he wants to deal with the Liu clan. Yao Dingfeng's eyes were sparkling. He walked over and whispered the matter to them. What? The group of young men was slightly shocked. Their eyes swept across Duan Jinming and finally landed on Wang Xian. An outsider has no right to interfere in the affairs of our Xiaoyao city. The young man named Li Xiao said coldly. He said that he wanted to destroy a family in Xiaoyao city, but he wanted to destroy a family. Does he really think that he is invincible? Another young man at the side stared at Wang Xian mockingly. He is the young master of the other top families in Xiaoyao city. The young master of the Li family in the ferocious beasts region and the young master of the Yang family in the grocery region. Xiaoyao city was established by the mayor of Xiaoyao city. Theoretically speaking, all the families in Xiaoyao city are under the mayor of Xiaoyao city. That guy from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire is a little too arrogant when he said he wanted to destroy the Liu family. Some people whispered to each other when they saw the group of young men walking over. I will naturally not interfere in matters that have nothing to do with me. However, if it has something to do with me, I will naturally interfere. Wang Xian narrowed his eyes slightly and said faintly. He interfere? That depends on whether you have the ability to do so. Would the families in Xiaoyao city be afraid of your Dragon and Phoenix Empire? This is not a place where your Dragon and Phoenix Empire can be impudent. Yao Dingfeng, Lu Xiaohua, and the young men from Xiaoyao city stared at Wang Xian and said coldly. Chapter 1396. 1396. I will be in charge. In front of the residence of the Gilded Gold family, a group of young men from the families in Xiaoyao city stared at Wang Xian coldly. This was especially so for the 4 young men from the top families in Xiaoyao city. Their eyes were filled with coldness. If this was any other time, they would definitely not provoke the Dragon and Phoenix Empire for no reason. However, the young city lord was coming over immediately. At the auction, that guy from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty did not give face to the young city lord, causing the young city lord to lose face and become extremely angry. Now that the young city lord was coming over, they naturally had to put on a good show. Between offending the Dragon Phoenix dynasty and pleasing the young city lord, they naturally chose the latter. Moreover, they were already displeased with that guy from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. Young masters, you might not have understood something. At this moment, a voice suddenly sounded. Around them, a dozen middle-aged elders and young men walked over. They were all wearing green clothes with a bamboo pattern on it. The one who spoke was a middle-aged man in a wide robe. His gaze swept across the group of young masters in Xiaoyao city before he approached Wang Xian. What Master Wang means is that his subordinates have proposed to the Gilded Gold family, and the Liu family has also proposed to the Gilded Gold family. What Master Wang wants is a fair fight. A fair fight. As a top family in Xiaoyao city, they wouldn't do anything threatening to a marriage, right? As the middle-aged man in a wide robe spoke, he cupped his hands toward Wang Xian. Oh? The sudden appearance of more than a dozen people stunned everyone. When they gathered around these people, everyone was slightly shocked. Bamboo Mountain Sect, why did the group of people from Bamboo Mountain Sect suddenly interfere? What is the relationship between Bamboo Mountain Sect and the Dragon and Phoenix Empire? That middle-aged man in broad robes seems to be the eldest son of the current Bamboo Mountain sect leader. He actually addressed that young man as Lord Wang. The Bamboo Mountain sect's strength can be said to be the most powerful sect within 100,000 kilometers. There are 3 or 4 insightful Void Tier 4 experts within the sect. Although they are not as powerful as the Dragon Phoenix Empire, they are definitely not weak. When everyone around saw the group of people from the Bamboo Mountain sect that suddenly appeared, their faces revealed a shocked expression. The Bamboo Mountain sect was definitely the strongest sect within 100,000 kilometers. Their strength was even stronger than many dynasties. What they didn't expect was that the Bamboo Mountain sect was actually standing on the side of the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty. If they were to go against the Lu clan, Yao clan and the others, it would be too much. Your Bamboo Mountain sect. When the Lu clan's Yao Dingfeng, Young Master Li, Young Master Yang, and the others saw the sudden appearance of the Bamboo Mountain sect, their expressions changed drastically. The Bamboo Mountain sect stood on the side of the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty without a care. It was obvious that they wanted to go against them. A powerful empire and a powerful sect were much stronger than them. Even though they were the top 4 families in Xiaoyao City, they still had to be wary of the alliance of the 2 terrifying forces. Unless they never left Xiaoyao City. The expressions of the top young masters kept changing. Wang Xian looked curiously at the group of people who suddenly appeared to speak up for them. He revealed a puzzled expression. Sir Wang, I have the honor of seeing your figure in the human demon graveyard. I have been looking forward to meeting you for a long time. A middle-aged man beside the middle-aged man in a loose robe bowed and said to Wang Xian with a fawning expression. Oh, I see. Thank you very much. Wang Xian nodded with a smile. Then he looked at the people from the Gilded Gold Tribe and said, Leader of the Gilded Gold Tribe, you can choose directly. If there is anything, I will take care of it for you. The leader of the Gilded Gold Tribe looked at the people of the Lu residence with a bitter expression. Then he looked at Wang Xian and the rest. Finally it landed on his daughter. This is the marriage of my 3rd daughter. As her parents, I hope that she will marry someone she likes. Young Master Lu and Young Master Duan are both dragons among men. Let my daughter make her own choice. As the leader of the Gilded Gold Tribe spoke, he left this matter to my daughter to settle. Both parties were not to be offended, but everyone knew what the Gilded Gold clan's choice was. When Gilded Gold Yen heard her father's words, her face lit up with joy and revealed an excited expression. Father, I choose. Marriage is a major matter. Parents' orders, matchmakers' words. Since it's not easy for parents to choose, then I'll act as a matchmaker. I think the 3rd young miss of the Gilded Gold clan marrying brother Lu of the Lu residence is just right. She looked at Duan Jinming with a blissful expression and immediately spoke. However, before he could speak, a familiar voice came from behind. Hearing this voice, the expressions of the surrounding people changed slightly. The pupils of the Gilded Gold family's people contracted slightly, and their faces revealed respectful expressions. Young City Lord. Young City Lord. Young City Lord. The group of youths hurriedly turned their heads and looked behind them. A long-haired youth dressed in white robes held 2 balls of toys in his hands. Beside him, a beautiful woman was holding his arm. The youth walked over and everyone around him made way for him. His words caused Gilded Gold Yan's expression to change drastically, and his face turned slightly pale. How about it, everyone from the Gilded Gold family? If I am not qualified as a matchmaker, I will tell my father to set me up. The young city lord walked over and a group of young men stood behind him consciously. He glanced at the Gilded Gold family and his gaze finally landed on Wang Xian. The corners of his mouth curled up slightly as he said mockingly. This. The Gilded Gold Tribe leader and everyone around him had a drastic change in expression. Gilded Gold Tribe, do you have any objections? The young Castellan saw the change in the Gilded Gold Tribe leader's expression as he stuttered. He stared at him unhappily and asked coldly. Gilded Gold Tribe leader, you can bring your tribe members to the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. When the time comes, I will make you a Castellan. Wang Xian glanced at the young city lord and spoke to the Gilded Gold Tribe with slight disdain. The leader of the Gilded Gold Tribe was slightly stunned. He looked at the tribe members beside him. The tribe members were also moved when they heard Wang Xian's words. It might be a good choice to become a city lord. The young city lord's expression changed when he heard Wang Xian's words. He looked slightly ferocious. Gilded Gold family, you must know that you are still a member of Xiaoyao City. If you don't give me face, you are not giving the city lord's mansion any face. Today I, the Xiaoyao soldier, have said it here. The marriage between the Lu mansion and the Gilded Gold family has been decided. I will make the decision. The young city lord stood there and swept his gaze across everyone with a domineering expression as he commanded. Everyone's breathing paused slightly. Everyone knew that the young city lord was targeting the young man from the Dragon Phoenix Empire. Father, mother, the young city lord has already spoken. He wants third sister to marry into the Lu residence. Wasn't this what you all wanted to see the most in the past? That's right, mother. Let's quickly agree. That fellow from the Dragon Phoenix Empire cannot be compared to the young city lord. In front of Xiaoyao City, the Dragon Phoenix Empire is nothing. Chapter 1397. 1397. The members of the 1397 Dragon Palace came to pick up the brothers and bring them home. The eldest sister and second brother of the Gilded Gold clan came to their parents and saw the angry young city lord. They walked over and whispered, "Forget it. Forget it." The Gilded Gold clan leader waved his hand and looked at the young city lord. He bowed respectfully and said, "Everything is up to the young city lord." The Gilded Gold clan had always been in the middle of the two forces, although he also wanted his daughter to marry Duan Jinming. But now that the young castellan had spoken, he could no longer resist. Moreover, it was a very good choice for his third daughter to marry into the Lu residence. As for the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, how could it be compared to Xiaoyao City? That's more like it. When the young castellan saw the Gilded Gold family agreeing, he raised his head slightly and stared at Wang Xian with disdain. "Father, I don't agree. I don't want to marry into the Lu family. I don't want to be his concubine. I don't agree." When Gilded Voice heard her father's words, she panicked. She looked at her father anxiously and said loudly, "It's your fortune to be his concubine. You really treat yourself like a treasure. It seems that I have to teach you a good lesson in the future." Lu Xiaohua's face was extremely gloomy when he heard Gilded Voice saying loudly that she didn't want to marry him. Today, because of the incident with Lu Jinyan, the Lu family had already lost face. In the future, he would definitely let Lu Jinyan know how powerful he was. "Father, mother, I don't agree. I want to marry brother Jinming. I don't agree." Tears flowed down from Lu Jinyan's eyes when he heard Lu Xiaohua's words. Lu Xiaohua's words were naturally heard by Lu Jinyan's patriarch and Madame Jinyan. They turned their faces to the side. "Yanyan, young Master Lu is also a good man. Don't cry. Be obedient. Parents will make the decision regarding marriage. This matter is settled." Lady Gilded Gold said with a cold face. "No, I don't agree either. Third miss belongs to me." Duan Jinming, who was standing at the side, also became anxious. He shouted loudly, "Humph, a lowly demonic beast race from Xiaoyao City. Do you really think that you've climbed onto a high branch? Do you dare to look down on us?" Lu Xiaohua stared at Duan Jinming with a ferocious expression and said coldly. Wang Xian stood at the side and frowned slightly. He shook his head slowly. He didn't expect the Gilded Gold family to be so cowardly. "Gilded Gold Yen, if I let you go with Jinming, would you be willing?" Wang Xian looked at Gilded Gold Yen and asked expressionlessly. Young master from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, we have already decided on the matter of Yen Yen. I hope that you won't disturb us." Since the young city lord had already made the decision, they naturally wouldn't waver. "I'm willing. I don't want to marry him. I want to be with brother Jinming." Jin Jinyan looked at his parents and siblings with an embarrassed expression and said resolutely, "That's simple then. Jinming, bring them and let's go." Wang Xian waved his hand and greeted Duan Jinming. Duan Jinming was slightly taken aback. Following that, he gritted his teeth and appeared beside Jin Jinyan in an instant. "Third lady, come with me. I won't let you marry someone else." He stared into Jin Jinyan's eyes and said firmly, "Okay." Jin Jinyan nodded his head heavily. Everyone around was dumbfounded. What the hell was going on all of a sudden? Snatching the marriage. This was in broad daylight. "Let's go." Wang Xian said to Duan Jinming indifferently. What are you guys trying to do?" The leader of the Gilded Gold tribe was dumbfounded. When he saw Duan Jinming leaving with his daughter, his expression changed drastically as he shouted loudly. "Stop. Stop right there." The Lu residents, the young master of the city, and everyone else were stunned. They shouted loudly with an embarrassed expression. Rest assured, the Gilded Gold family. I will get Jinming to bring your daughter to visit occasionally. I will give you the gifts. Wang Xian waved his hand indifferently and said with a smile on his face. The faces of the Gilded Gold family members turned black. The words of a matchmaker ordered by their parents. It seemed that after they had said so much, their daughter was still going to marry Duan Jinming? What kind of matchmaker's words were those of his parents? Others would just take him away. Most importantly, his daughter was still following them. What the fuck? Stop them. The young castellan shouted at the people around him with a livid expression. Stop right there. Gilded Gold family, aren't you going to stop them? The people from the Lu residence walked to the front of Wang Xian and the rest with gloomy expressions. They looked at the Gilded Gold family who was standing there in a daze and shouted sternly. Let go of my daughter. Yin, stop right there. The chief and madam of the Gilded Gold family were also flustered as they walked over and shouted loudly. Get out of my way. Wang Xian's face turned cold when he saw the people from the Lu residence and the Gilded Gold family who were blocking his way. Dragon and Phoenix Empire, don't go too far. Now the Gilded Gold family has agreed to marry me. She is now my fiancée. Don't even think about taking her away. Lu Xiaohua stared at Wang Xian with a ferocious expression. His fiancée had been taken away by another man. How would he be able to survive in Xiaoyao City in the future? I'm not your fiancé. I'm leaving with brother Jinming willingly. Gilded Gold glared at Lu Xiaohua angrily as he shouted. Let's go. Whoever dares to stop us, will take action immediately. Wang Xian scanned his surroundings and revealed a faint smile. Clang. After he finished speaking, Ao Jian and the golden swordfish behind him pulled out the sharp swords in their hands. A terrifying aura rushed towards their surroundings. Ring ring. Following that, a special sound was heard. The Bamboo Mountain sect, who was standing beside Wang Xian, took out a bamboo sword and stared at the surroundings coldly. Wang Xian looked over and saw the middle-aged man in a wide robe smiling at him. What the fuck? A marriage proposal actually caused such a ruckus. That young man from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire is really overbearing. He even got someone to take away the third young miss of the Gilded Gold family. This is interesting. The young city lord and the Lu family were able to make the Gilded Gold family marry their daughter over, but the third young miss of the Gilded Gold family didn't agree. She directly left with someone else. This isn't considered kidnapping, right? Hiss, what a powerful aura. Among the group of people from the Dragon Phoenix Empire and the Bamboo Mountain sect, there are 3 or 4 insightful Void Tier 3 experts. The surrounding people really can't stop them. The most important thing is that they didn't violate the rules of Xiaoyao City. When the surrounding people saw this scene, they were discussing in astonishment. You guys. When the Lu residents and the Gilded Gold family saw Wang Xian and the rest taking out their weapons, they looked extremely embarrassed. With their strength, there was no way they could stop them. Dragon Phoenix Empire, I'm warning you once again. This is not a place where you can be impudent. The young city lord stood at the back. His eyes were filled with intense killing intent as he growled in a low voice. Who do you think you are? Let's go. I'll see who dares to stop us. Wang Xian walked forward without even turning his head. Chapter 1398. 1398. The 1398 members of the Dragon Palace came to pick up the brothers and bring them home. Who do you think you are? Let's go. I want to see who dares to stop us. When Wang Xian's voice rang out, the entire area was silent. Everyone held their weapons in their hands and walked straight into the distance. The people from the Lu family and the Gilded Gold family felt the cold aura and did not dare to go forward to stop them. Among the people present, the strongest one was only at level 3 of the see-through void tier. With such strength, it was impossible to stop him. Furthermore, it was forbidden to use force in Xiaoyao City. However, everyone was extremely shocked by Wang Xian's words. Hiss, who do you think the young city lord is? This young man from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire is so arrogant. He's more than arrogant. I heard that he didn't give the young city lord any face during the king's auction. Now he's even saying who the young city lord is. He's extremely arrogant. After being humiliated like this, the young castellan will definitely not let that young man off. Unless the castellan makes a move, no one within a radius of 100,000 kilometers is a match for the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. Not to mention the addition of the Bamboo Mountain sect. Everyone around was shocked as they watched Wang Xian lead a group of people to take away the third young miss of the Gilded Gold family. All of them were discussing with their eyes wide open. Who do I think I am? Good. The young castellan's face was extremely ferocious when he heard Wang Xian's words. His body was trembling slightly as he said, "If I don't destroy your dragon and phoenix empire, my carefree army will not be able to live up to my expectations." As he spoke, his face turned ferocious as he stared at the backs of Wang Xian and the rest. But at this moment, a resplendent token appeared in front of him. The token was completely black, and two carefree characters were written on it. Carefree token. It's the carefree token. When everyone saw the carefree token on the chest of the young city lord, their faces were filled with shock. Everyone from the Lu residence and the Gilded Gold clan all bowed towards the token. Carefree city, carefree token. This token was like an imperial edict. The carefree token was given by the city lord to his core subordinates. In the entire carefree city, only 4 people possessed it. One was the subordinate of the city lord of Carefree City who had followed him for more than 100 years. The current head of Carefree City, Xiao Qianhong. The other was the Yao family patriarch of the Pill Medicine District. The other 2 were in the hands of the wife of the city lord of Carefree City and the young city lord respectively. The Carefree token could only be used once. It could mobilize all the forces and families of Carefree City. Once the Carefree token was used, no one dared to disobey. A few decades ago when the Yao family was in danger, they used the Carefree token once. Now the Yao family was one of the top 4 clans in Carefree City. As for the other 3 Carefree tokens, they had yet to be used. This Carefree token was a gift from the city lord to the young city lord on his 18th birthday. 30 years had passed, and this was the first time it appeared in front of everyone's eyes. Pa! The young city lord grabbed the Carefree token on his chest, and his face was filled with endless frost. Gather all the forces of the Carefree City. I want to kill that group of families from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. The young city lord's cold voice came out of his mouth and entered everyone's ears. What? The young city lord actually wants to kill that group of people from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. It seems that the young city lord is really angry. He actually asked him to use the Carefree token. This Carefree token can only be used once. Those people from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty are going to be finished. Once the Carefree token is used, all the families and aristocratic families in the entire Carefree City can be mobilized. Everyone took a deep breath, their eyes shining. Kill that arrogant guy. Kill everyone from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. Lu Xiaohua's face was slightly malevolent as he roared loudly. I want to kill that fellow with my own hands. The young city lord's entire body was filled with a terrifying killing intent as he raised the Carefree token in his hand. Pass down my order, all experts and aristocratic families of Xiaoyao City, come to the weapons district. The Carefree token is out. All experts and aristocratic families of Xiaoyao City, come to the weapons district. An expert from the Lu residence shouted and immediately informed all the experts of the aristocratic families of the Carefree City. The Carefree City was the most neutral city. The Carefree City lord could be said to be the king of the Carefree City. All the aristocratic families and families had to obey the orders of the Carefree City lord. The Carefree token represented the Carefree City. Once the token was out, no one dared to disobey. In an instant, the entire Carefree City moved. Carefree token, what's going on? The young city lord actually used the Carefree token. All the experts from the aristocratic families have gathered at the weapon area. Oh my god, the young city lord actually took out the Carefree token. What is the young city lord trying to do? I heard that the people from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire insulted the young city lord. In a fit of rage, the young city lord took out the Carefree token and wanted to exterminate those people from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. They are courting death. They actually dared to provoke the young city lord. I think that the Dragon and Phoenix Empire is tired of living. That Dragon and Phoenix Empire has just risen. They are like a newborn calf that is not afraid of tigers. Now they're going to be finished. The news of the young city lord using the Carefree token immediately spread throughout the entire Carefree City. All the experts from the aristocratic families in the Carefree City started to move and head towards the weapons district. Xiaoyao City's strength was not weaker than the dynasty. Even if the city lord was not included, it was still an extremely terrifying force. In the entire city there were 5 insightful Void Tier 4 experts, and more than 10 insightful Void Tier 3 experts. As for the rest of the insightful Void Tier experts, there were 50 to 60 of them. This was definitely an extremely terrifying force. The Dragon Phoenix dynasty has offended the young city lord. Let's go and take a look. Alright. It's best if the Dragon Phoenix dynasty can be destroyed. In Xiaoyao City, some experts from other dynasties and sects smiled when they heard the news. They were extremely fearful of the Dragon Phoenix dynasty that had risen after destroying 4 dynasties. Now that the other party had provoked the young city lord, it would be even better if they could be destroyed. Very quickly, experts from other dynasties also rushed over to watch the show. This group of people added up to 50 to 60 insightful Emptiness Realm experts. Master, the young city lord has used the Carefree Order. However, at this moment at the back of the Carefree City, on a 10,000-meter high peak. Halfway up the peak there was a cave. The inside of the cave was extremely luxurious, covering an area of 2 to 3 kilometers. In a luxuriously decorated room, an old man respectfully walked to the side of a middle-aged man and reported. The middle-aged man wore black and white clothes, and the word Carefree was written on his chest. He stared at the chessboard in front of him. The middle-aged man was the mayor of Xiaoyao City. Hearing the old servant's report, the mayor of Xiaoyao City slightly raised his eyebrows. Soldiers used the Carefree token. What's the matter? Master, a few people from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty provoked the young master. The young master took out the Carefree Order out of anger. The old man immediately said, "This matter is not the young master's fault." As the old man spoke, he told him about the 2 incidents between the young mayor and the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. Oh, has our Xiaoyao city been neutral for a long time? A random dynasty won't give face to our Xiaoyao mountain's son? Suddenly, the middle-aged man slowly stood up and said coldly. Chapter 1399. 1399 The members of the 1399 Dragon Palace came to pick up the brothers and bring them home. City Lord, what happened? Do you want me to go there too? 2 figures flew out of the cave in the middle of the 10,000-meter high peak. At this moment, a voice suddenly sounded. The city lord of Xiaoyao City immediately stopped and looked toward the huge waterfall. It's a small matter. You don't need to do anything. If you're bored, you can go and take a look. He said indifferently towards the waterfall. Alright, I've been here for a few years now. Let's go out and breathe some air. Pop. A shadow flew out from the center of the waterfall and disappeared. The mayor of Xiaoyao City smiled and moved towards the weapons district. However, at this moment the entire Xiaoyao City started to move. Luxurious carriages and powerful experts riding on powerful fierce beasts drove toward the weapons area. Hurry up. The order of Xiaoyao City has been given. Next, we have to obey the orders of the young mayor and destroy those guys from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. Haha, how dare you be so arrogant in our Xiaoyao City? You are courting death. That's right. Our Xiaoyao City is a neutral city. Although it's neutral, it doesn't mean that we're easy to bully. A brat from a dynasty dares to provoke our young city lord. It seems like he thinks that Xiaoyao City is easy to bully. Ah. On the road, the families and experts were all laughing. As the most powerful city within a 100,000-kilometer radius, as a city that would have dozens of top-tier factions come every 5 years, when all of them moved, the power they unleashed would definitely be far beyond the imagination of ordinary people. It was possible that the owner of a shop was an expert at the insightful Void Tier. So many insightful Void Tier experts. There are simply too many. In just a few dozen seconds, we saw over a dozen insightful Void Tier experts go over. Xiaoyao City was established by the mayor of Xiaoyao City. It is the safest city within a 100,000-kilometer radius. At the same time, it is also the most prosperous city. In just 100 years, a large number of insightful Void Tier experts have been born in Xiaoyao City. All the experts who live here have to listen to the orders of Xiaoyao City. This is the rule. When the Xiaoyao order is taken out, all the experts in Xiaoyao City must be present. Some of the experts from the dynasties and sects looked at the experts in Xiaoyao City in shock and followed behind them in a low-key manner. Not good, Dragon King. Something has happened. The young city lord has taken out the Carefree token to deal with us. At this moment, in the manor where Wang Xian and the rest were temporarily staying, more than 2,000 members of the Firehammer tribe were packing up their belongings. The Firehammer tribe leader walked to the hall hurriedly and ran over with a face full of panic. Carefree order? What's going on? Wang Xian was sitting in the main hall. When he heard the report from the chief of the Firehammer tribe, he asked him. Once the Carefree order is issued, it can order all the forces and powerhouses in the entire Xiaoyao city. The young master of the city will take out the Carefree order to kill you, Dragon King. The chief of the Firehammer tribe said with an embarrassed expression. Order all the forces and powerhouses in Xiaoyao city to come and kill me. Wang Xian narrowed his eyes slightly and revealed a smile. Yes, Dragon King. There are already powerhouses gathered around our manor. Boom, boom. Be careful, be careful. Just as the Firehammer chief finished his sentence, there were loud noises coming from the surroundings. Ao Jian and a few golden swordfish had a slight change in expression. The long swords in their hands were aimed at the sky to block the attack. This is bad. They actually attacked directly. The Firehammer tribe leader's expression changed drastically. He raised his head and looked at his surroundings. Let's go. Let's go out. Wang Xian frowned slightly. His eyes revealed a hint of coldness. Boom, boom, boom. Just as they walked out of the house, the energy that supported the house dispersed. The entire house collapsed immediately. In the surroundings, the entire huge manor and all the buildings collapsed. Not good, Jinming. It's all my fault. It's all because of me that the young city lord. Third miss, you don't have to worry. With our Dragon King here, you don't have to worry. Don't worry. As she spoke with a pale face, Duan Jinming quickly comforted her. Hiss, all the experts in Xiaoyao city are here. It's over, it's over. They want to kill the Dragon King, let's fight it out with them. That's right, let's die. Rather than live in vain, it's better to die in glory. These few days we have enjoyed unprecedented respect. It's the Dragon King who makes us proud. If they dare to attack, we'll fight it out with them. As soon as they walked out of the room, the angry voices of the Firehammer clan came from around them. Even though their faces were extremely pale, they were still clenching their fists tightly. Wang Xian swept his gaze across them. A satisfied look appeared in his eyes. When he looked ahead, his gaze froze slightly. In the sky, 7 to 8 experts at the profound void tier were staring at the entire manor with cold eyes. On the street in front, hundreds of figures were walking towards them. The leader was the young city lord of Xiaoyao city. He held a long sword in his hand, and the Xiaoyao token floated above his head. The 4 top families of Xiaoyao city followed behind him, and a group of youths followed on his left and right. In all directions, the manor within a 1-kilometer radius was completely surrounded. Behind the young city lord of Xiaoyao city, there were some experts from other dynasties and forces watching curiously. Basically, all the void walkers in the entire Xiaoyao city were gathered around. With a glance, there were at least 100 of them. Pa pa pa. The sound of footsteps could be heard. The young city lord walked to the front of the messy manor with a cold expression. He swept his cold gaze across everyone who was in the ruins. His gaze landed on Wang Xian and was filled with killing intent. Young Castellan, I don't know what kind of rules we have broken in Xiaoyao city. Please bring your men to attack us. The Firehammer tribe leader felt the cold atmosphere around him. He quickly cupped his hands and said loudly. The order of Xiaoyao has been issued. There is no reason nor need for any reason. However, before the young Castellan could speak, a voice filled with authority came from the sky. Everyone present was slightly shocked as they all looked towards the sky. That is... Hiss, the city lord has actually come. I didn't expect the city lord to come personally. My God, he has actually alarmed the city lord. Once the carefree order is issued, the city lord will personally make a move. This is the rule that the city lord set when he issued the carefree order. Everyone's faces were filled with shock. Father. City lord. The young city lord bowed, and all the families and experts of the carefree city hurriedly bowed as well. Even the experts from the other dynasties looked at the expert in the sky with respect. This person was the strongest existence within a 100,000-kilometer radius. Soldier, the carefree order has been issued. Next, you will be the judge. All the families and experts in the carefree city, including me, will be led by you. Begin the judge. Chapter 1400. 1400 The 1,400 members of the Dragon Palace came to pick up the brothers and bring them home. Begin the trial. When these 4 words rang out in the sky, everyone's hearts shook. After the carefree order was issued, all the people, including the city lord, had to be led by the token holder. All the experts and families of the carefree city looked at the young city lord who was standing at the front. Young city lord, who do you want to kill? Just say the word and we will kill them. An insightful void martial artist shouted in a fawning manner. Cut them into 8 pieces or be executed by cutting them into pieces. Young city lord, just a word from you can provoke the people of our Xiaoyao city and make them beg for death. That's right. No one in this 100,000 kilometers radius has the ability to be so arrogant in our Xiaoyao city. The voices of the experts rang out one after another. Their eyes swept across Wang Xian and the rest who were surrounded. A hint of coldness appeared on their faces. 59 insightful Void Realm experts. Is this the entire strength of Xiaoyao city? It's really terrifying. This strength is not weaker than the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, right? Moreover, this is not even including the mayor of Xiaoyao city. The experts from the various dynasties and sects looked around in shock, their hearts filled with astonishment. At this moment, the young city lord slowly raised the arm in his hand. After hearing his father's words, he started to curry favor with the families of the nearby carefree city. He slowly raised his hand. When he raised his arm, everyone shut their mouths and fell silent. Everyone looked at the young city lord. That fellow from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, who did you say I am? Have you thought about what's happening now? Do you think that your Dragon and Phoenix Empire can look down on everything just because you destroyed 4 empires? The young castellan had a sinister smile on his face as he stared coldly at Wang Xian. Your Dragon and Phoenix Empire is extremely carefree in our Xiaoyao city. You think that you are powerful and want to threaten the Lu residents to destroy them. This is the first offense. You ordered your subordinates to forcefully take away the 3rd young lady of the Gilded Gold family in our Xiaoyao city. This is the 2nd crime. Provoking me is the 3rd crime. You will die for betraying me. An extremely powerful voice came out of the young city lord's mouth once again. He stared coldly at Wang Xian and judged him. The 3 crimes were to sentence you to death. How dare you? If you dare to kill our king, we will fight you to the death. Duan Jiming's expression changed drastically. His body shook and he took 2 steps forward. A terrifying aura spread out in all directions. We will not accept this punishment. The Firehammer clan leader also stood beside Duan Jiming with a furious expression. Similarly, he unleashed all of his strength at the Profound Void tier. Their strength was at the 1st level of the Profound Void tier and the 2nd level of the Profound Void tier. However, because they cultivated the Divine Dragon transformation and activated the Divine Dragon bloodline, they could fight against opponents of a higher level. The aura that erupted from them caused everyone to be slightly shocked. What great strength! That Firehammer young man has the strength of the 3rd level of the Void Interpretation Realm, but why does that Firehammer clan leader also have the strength of the Void Interpretation Realm? Didn't it say a few days ago that the Firehammer clan only has one at the 1st level of the Void Interpretation Realm? Why is it now a 3rd level of the Void Interpretation Realm and a 2nd level of the Void Interpretation Realm? Oh my god, this previously lowly Firehammer clan actually has such terrifying strength. When the 2 people's strength completely erupted, the surrounding people revealed shocked expressions. They stared at Duan Jiming and the Firehammer clan leader with their mouths agape, and their eyes slightly widened. How could this lowly clan be so strong? The young city lord saw the aura that Duan Jiming and the Firehammer clan leader had released. He slightly raised his eyebrows and a trace of surprise flashed in his eyes. Hee, do you think that your Firehammer clan can escape today? The young city lord coldly swept his gaze over the Firehammer clan. The members of the Firehammer clan stared at the young city lord with furious faces. Now I will give your Firehammer clan a chance to live. Either you become the lowly slave race of Xiaoyao city, or you will die together with that fellow from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. You have 2 choices. You can choose hee. The young city lord declared to the Firehammer clan with a cold smile on his face. You can either become a slave or die. As soon as he finished speaking, all the members of the Firehammer clan revealed furious expressions on their faces. Haha, don't even think about making us slaves. Even if we die, our Firehammer clan will fight you to the death. That's right, if you want us to be slaves, scram. What the fuck is so great about the young city lord? The members of the Firehammer clan shouted out sternly. A bunch of lowly races, shut up. In the surroundings, many insightful Void Realm experts heard the cursing of the members of the Firehammer clan. With a loud shout, the auras of insightful Void Realm experts directly covered them. Despicable clan. Since you have chosen to die, I shall grant you your death. The young city lord stared at everyone around Wuxia with a cold expression. Whoever stands with the Dragon and Phoenix Empire will die today. As he spoke, his gaze landed on the people from the Bamboo Mountain sect. The people from the Bamboo Mountain sect stood unmoving. They stood behind Wuxia with a cold smile on their faces. Get ready. The young Castellan's body slowly revealed a murderous aura as he growled. Obey the orders of the young Castellan. The families and experts from Xiaoyao City responded loudly. Wait. At this moment, a faint voice came from the sky. Ha! The voice of the Castellan? What's going on? The sudden stop of the Castellan caused everyone to be slightly stunned. They looked at the sky in astonishment. Father. The young city lord also looked at his father in astonishment. He didn't understand why his father suddenly spoke. Since I issued the carefree token, I've only issued a total of 4 pieces. The value of each piece is enough for me to make a move once. The city lord looked at the carefree token above his son's head and smiled. The use of the carefree token to kill some people is simply too wasteful. Father, what do you mean? The young city lord was stunned as he stared at his father in confusion. The people of the Dragon Phoenix dynasty are running rampant in our Xiaoyao city. If they don't put us in their eyes, then they will destroy the entire Dragon Phoenix dynasty. The city lord spoke in a shocking tone. The moment he finished speaking, everyone's faces were filled with shock. This was especially so for the surrounding dynasties and sections. Their eyes were wide open and filled with shock. They looked at the expressionless city lord in the sky and could not help but swallow a mouthful of saliva. This was a powerhouse. Since the carefree order had been issued, it would be a waste to just kill a few people from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. Since it was a waste, then they would destroy the entire Dragon Phoenix dynasty. Domineering. This was the domineering aura of the city lord of Carefree City. The domineering aura of a clan powerhouse within a radius of 100,000 kilometers. Destroying a dynasty was so effortless. It was so high and mighty. Judgment, Dragon Phoenix dynasty. Death sentence. Chapter 1401. 1401 1,401 members of the Dragon Palace came to pick up the brothers and bring them home. What? Father, destroy the Dragon Phoenix dynasty? Everyone was stunned, including the young city lord. Destroying an entire dynasty? His father was too domineering. Although our Xiaoyao city has always been neutral, we can't offend just any faction. In the past 100 years, our Xiaoyao city has never interfered with the matters of any dynasty or sect. We also adhere to this principle. However, not taking action does not mean that we are easy to bully. Since the Xiaoyao order has been issued, let's destroy the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. The city lord of Xiaoyao City said with a calm expression. It was as if destroying an incomparably powerful Dragon Phoenix dynasty was as easy as killing an ant. Damn, the city lord of Xiaoyao City is simply too domineering. He opened his mouth and wanted to destroy the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. This is a true overlord. Destroying the Dragon Phoenix dynasty is such an understatement. Powerful, as expected of the city lord of Xiaoyao City. He is a peerless expert within a 100,000 kilometer radius. The Dragon Phoenix dynasty is the strongest dynasty within a 100,000 kilometer radius. I didn't expect the city lord of Xiaoyao City to destroy it so easily. Everyone looked at the city lord of Xiaoyao City with admiration and respect, their eyes shining. If the Dragon Phoenix dynasty is destroyed, the eyes of some of the dynasty's experts and even the dynasty's kings were shining. Lord City Lord of Xiaoyao City, the Dragon Phoenix dynasty has offended the young city lord. Our Jinliang dynasty is willing to lead troops for Xiaoyao City. Just take it as avenging the son-in-law of the young city lord. I also hope that my daughter and the young city lord will be happy in the future. At this moment, not far from the young city lord, a middle-aged man suddenly bowed and said loudly with a smile on his face. Beside the middle-aged man was a woman. That woman was the princess who had been following the young city lord for the past few days. And the middle-aged man was the king of the Jinliang dynasty. Hee good. Hearing the words of the king of the Jinliang dynasty, the Xiaoyao city lord revealed a smile on his face and nodded slowly. Leading troops to destroy the Dragon Phoenix dynasty together with Xiaoyao city was a great thing. Xiaoyao city was neutral and did not establish a state. The destroyed city of the Dragon Phoenix dynasty naturally became ownerless. If the Jinliang dynasty followed Xiaoyao city, the city of the Dragon Phoenix dynasty would naturally belong to Xiaoyao city. Thank you, father-in-law. The young city lord said to the Jinliang dynasty's king with a smile. Haha, no need. Family. King Jinliang laughed happily. Xiaoyao city lord, our Nine Heavens dynasty is willing to fight for Xiaoyao city and destroy the ungrateful Dragon Phoenix dynasty. Xiaoyao city lord, our Black Phoenix dynasty is willing to fight for Xiaoyao city and destroy the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. Our Ice Map Empire is also willing to fight for Xiaoyao city and destroy the Dragon Phoenix Empire. Ha, Xiaoyao city lord, there's no need for your Xiaoyao city to make a move. If our empires join forces, we can destroy the Dragon Phoenix Empire. Seeing the Jinliang Empire make a move, the eyes of all the empires lit up as they said loudly. The Dragon Phoenix Empire was the most powerful empire within 100,000 kilometers. They had just destroyed 4 empires, and they could be said to be extremely rich. From the king's auction this time, it could be seen that they would spend trillions of middle-grade spirit stones without even blinking. Now that Xiaoyao city wanted to destroy the Dragon Phoenix dynasty, the Dragon Phoenix dynasty would naturally die. If they could use this opportunity to obtain a few cities, it would be a huge profit. Building a city would at least cost trillions of middle-grade spirit stones. Seeing that the Jinliang dynasty had joined in, they naturally wanted a share. In an instant 8 to 9 dynasties wanted a share. These bastards each one more shrewd than the last. King Jinliang's face turned dark as he coldly swept his gaze across the dynasties that had spoken. He was extremely furious. Haha, good. Then our Xiaoyao city will continue to transcend the mortal world. I will send a few people. This time the Jinliang dynasty will be the main force. The Xiaoyao city lord laughed heartily and nodded his head in satisfaction. Yes. The experts from the various dynasties looked at each other and revealed a smile. King Jinliang's expression became slightly better. Is this the city lord's prestige? The powerful Dragon Phoenix dynasty. Xiaoyao city might not even need to make a move to have a bunch of dynasties agree and be sentenced to death. The city lord merely said that he wanted to destroy the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. Without the need for Xiaoyao city to make a move, a bunch of empires are already willing to step out and destroy it. How terrifying! Exclamations came from the surroundings. Regardless of whether it was the people from the outside or the people in Xiaoyao city, all of them were filled with shock. This was the city lord of Xiaoyao city, a peerless expert. Haha, everything will be according to father's decision. The young mayor also laughed out loud with excitement. He slowly narrowed his eyes and looked at Wang Xian and the rest. If that's the case, then everyone from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire shall die. That despicable race of the Firehammer clan shall be exterminated. After killing them, the entire Dragon and Phoenix Empire shall be exterminated. This is the final judgment. The young mayor slowly took a few steps forward and growled in a low voice. Get ready, leave no one alive. Exterminate this lowly race, the Firehammer clan. One after another, weapons appeared in the hands of the insightful Emptiness Realm experts. Nearly 60 insightful Emptiness Realm experts from the Carefree City directly flew into the sky, emitting a terrifying killing intent. It's over, this girl Yan. At the position of the Gilded Gold clan, Lady Gilded Gold's body was trembling as she looked at her stubborn daughter, covering her face as she cried. Mother, don't be sad. It's all Third Sister's fault for being obsessed. If it wasn't for her, this wouldn't have happened. That's right. In the future, our Gilded Gold family will have a hard time in Xiaoyao City. It's all Third Sister's fault. Seriously. On the side, Gilded Gold's eldest sister and second brother comforted their mother. They glared angrily at Gilded Gold's pale face in the center. Brother Jin Ming, it's all my fault. It's all my fault. It's all my fault. In the middle, Jin Yan's face was pale. Tears were streaming down his face as he grabbed his clothes and whispered. Let's fight it out with them. That's right. Let's fight it out with them. None of us from the Firehammer clan are afraid of death. Whoosh. Whoosh, whoosh. More than 2,000 members of the Firehammer clan saw nearly 60 terrifying powerhouses staring at them with murderous intent. Their bodies trembled as they surrounded Wang Xian and the rest in the center and shouted loudly. Hee hee. Wang Xian looked around when he saw this scene. His eyes were filled with satisfaction and endless coldness. Dragon King, the members of the Dragon Palace are here. At this moment, a strange voice came from the side. Perfect. Since we are here, let's begin the trial. Wang Xian stood there and stared coldly at the mayor of Xiaoyao City who was in the sky. HMPH, what a despicable race. They sure have guts. Kill them all. The young mayor stood in the middle and raised his head slightly. His face was filled with disdain and contempt as he looked at everyone from the Firehammer clan. Each and every one of them was at the 4th or 5th level of transcendence. In his eyes they were like trash. How dare they resist? They didn't even know death. Yes, kill those lowlifes from the Firehammer clan, and then kill those people from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty who are looking for death. The 4th rank of the Profound Void Realm expert from the Liu clan shouted. Members of the Dragon Palace, come and take our brothers home. Take our brothers home. However, at this moment, a cold voice suddenly sounded. Chapter 1402. 1402. The 1402 trial began. When the cold voice of the Liu clan's 4th rank Profound Void martial stage filled with killing intent sounded. All the human clansmen of the Firehammer clan gritted their teeth, ready to die. A clear and cold voice sounded directly. Members of the Dragon Palace, come and bring our brothers home. The clear and cold voice covered the entire scene, causing the nearly 60 Profound Void martial stage experts who were about to make a move to be slightly stunned. The faces of everyone in the surroundings also revealed a stunned expression. The city lord of Xiaoyao City who was floating in the sky was slightly stunned, and his gaze swept to the position behind him. But very quickly, his pupils slightly contracted, carrying a trace of surprise and strangeness, and he frowned as he sensed the strength of this group of creatures. My God, what kind of creatures are those? So huge they are actually over 30 meters in size. Oh my God, this is the biggest creature I've ever seen. What kind of demonic beast race is this? Soon, sounds of exclamations suddenly came from behind. These exclamations once again caused everyone to be slightly stunned. Some of the people around looked behind them. When they turned their heads to look, their eyes widened violently, and their faces revealed a shocked expression. 9 extremely huge creatures occupied the path behind them. Each creature was 30 meters long. The thick and heavy scales on their bodies were lifelike under the sunlight. Their heads were filled with dignity. Even if they didn't exude any aura, the pressure from their main bodies made people's breathing slow. Look at the position behind us. There are demon monkeys, lightning creatures, and demon beasts with bows and arrows. Which force is this? Why do I feel that these 1,000+ creatures are so terrifying? Which faction are they from? Bring our brothers home? Bring who home? What's going on? When they saw the entire troop of 1,000+ creatures, they were all discussing in shock. Even the experts and families of Xiaoyao City who were surrounding Wang Xian and the Firehammer clan were frowning as they looked over. Excuse me. Ao Qitian and Mu Zixin, who were walking at the front, spoke in a deep voice. They saw that the front was completely blocked and spoke in a deep voice. Who are you people? Which faction are you from? The young castellan looked at the powerful demonic beast faction that had suddenly appeared and frowned slightly. Ao Qitian and Mu Zixin glanced at them coldly. The experts and families of the Gilded Gold clan looked at them in astonishment and quickly made way for them. More than 1,000 members of the Dragon Palace walked toward the destroyed manor under their astonished gazes. Dragon King. A group of disciples of the Dragon Palace walked to the front of Wang Xian and shouted respectfully. There were more than 1,000 members of the Dragon Palace. Among them, half of the insightful Emptiness Realm experts had come. 300. Dragon King, you asked us to come and bring our brothers home. Is it them? Ao Qitian bowed respectfully. Even though he had shrunk, he was still 5 meters in size. He squeezed out a smile and looked at the members of the Firehammer clan around him. That's right. They will be your brothers and new members of the Dragon Palace in the future. Wang Xian smiled when he saw Ao Qitian and the rest arrive. Dragon King, it seems like someone is trying to kill our brothers. Mao Zixin said calmly from the side. He turned around slowly and swept his gaze across everyone around him. Roar! Roar! Suddenly, 9 terrifying howls were heard from the mouths of the 9 flood dragons. The sudden howls of the flood dragons soared into the sky in an instant. Everyone in Xiaoyao City could hear it clearly. 9 flood dragons flew up and hovered above the heads of Wang Xian and the rest. Waves of terrifying aura were emitted. Haha, we are here to bring our brothers home. Now, someone wants to kill our brothers. Brothers of the Dragon Palace, what should we do if someone dares to kill our brothers? Ao Qidian laughed out loud. His entire figure turned violent in an instant. His figure instantly increased to 10 meters in size, and his berserk roar resounded throughout the sky. At this moment, all the experts of the nearby Xiaoyao city were stunned. However, what shocked them even more was what was happening below. You dare to offend my brothers of the Dragon Palace? Kill! 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 Roars and cold killing intent shot into the sky. The wind and clouds changed color and the sky dimmed. Boom! A terrifying and unparalleled aura rushed toward the surroundings. Walala! What the fuck? How is this possible? When the killing intent of all the members of the Dragon Palace soared into the sky. Even the weakest of the 300 insightful void martial artists was comparable to a level 2 insightful void martial artist. At the moment when the terrifying aura completely rose up, the impact directly rushed into the surroundings. The collapsed buildings and rocks were sent flying backward. The tens of thousands of people surrounding them kept retreating backward. Some of them who were below transcendent level 8 or 9 had even fainted. Even the insightful void martial artists who were floating in the sky were sent flying backward for dozens of meters. In an instant, the entire encirclement expanded a lot. Wang Xian's figure slowly flew into the sky. Below him, the members of the Firehammer clan were standing there. At the periphery, more than 1,000 members of the Dragon Palace were standing in front of them. 300 insightful Emptiness Realm experts were looking down on everyone around them. In an instant, everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. Their eyes were wide open as they looked at the scene in front of them in disbelief. 300 profound void martial experts stood together, emitting a terrifying aura. What kind of scene was this? Many people had never seen so many experts in their entire lives. Moreover, many people had thought that the cards of the nearly 60 profound void martial experts who had directly come out of Xiaoyao City were already invincible. However, compared to what was before their eyes, they were simply on a completely different level. Everyone felt their breaths become sluggish. The insightful void martial artists surrounding Xiaoyao City had traces of fear on their faces. That's right, it was fear. The aura of these 300 insightful void martial artists was too terrifying. In particular, this group of insightful void martial artists were all very powerful. Gulu, what force is this? They all widened their eyes and their expressions changed drastically. They are our brothers? Our brothers from the Dragon Palace are taking us home? However, at this moment the most shocked people were all the human clansmen of the Firehammer clan. They stared blankly at the experts protecting them in front of them. Each of them emitted an imposing manner that they looked up to. Especially these 300 terrifying existences. They actually called them brothers? What did they do? The Firehammer clan's most glorious time was in the last few days, and this was also because of the Dragon King. But now they actually had a group of terrifying brothers? Our brothers. The Firehammer clan's hearts trembled, and they couldn't help but mutter to themselves. And they had to kill the enemy for them? It was like a dream. Chapter 1403. 1403. The trial of 1403 was about to begin. Gulp. In the weapons district of Xiaoyao City, everyone couldn't help but swallow a mouthful of saliva. All the aristocratic families and experts in Xiaoyao City stared at these 300 insightful Emptiness Realm experts with wide eyes. Especially the members of the Gilded Gold family. The eldest sister and second brother of the Gilded Gold family stared blankly at the powerful experts, their bodies trembling. These people were actually the brothers of the Firehammer clan. The future of the Firehammer clan was simply unimaginable. What faction are you from? At this moment, the young city lord had the ugliest expression. He had just finished his trial and decided to execute everyone from the Dragon Phoenix dynasty and the Firehammer clan. In the end, such a terrifying group of insightful Emptiness Realm experts came. 300, a total of 300. Facing such a terrifying force, the entire Xiaoyao city was nothing. The force that killed you. Ao Qiqian stared at the young city lord with a face full of rage and said coldly. His gaze swept over everyone in Xiaoyao city, and his expression revealed a ghastly expression. You. The young city lord's expression changed slightly, and everyone around him also revealed ugly expressions. If I'm not wrong, everyone here should be the force that destroyed the One-Leaf Continent Empire and the Sky Island Empire. Is it the Dragon Palace? At this moment, the city lord of Xiaoyao City, who was floating in the sky, swept his gaze across all the members of the Dragon Palace. After sensing their strength, his gaze finally landed on Wang Xian. His expression became calm. Oh, you are quite well informed, Mayor Xiaoyao. Wang Xian looked at the mayor of Xiaoyao who was in the sky and revealed a smile. What? It's the One-Leaf Continent Empire and the Sky Island Empire that they destroyed. No wonder. No wonder two such powerful empires were destroyed in such a short period of time. Is this the true strength of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire? It's too terrifying. Even the top dynasties around the human demon graveyard are only SOSO. However, we still have the mayor of Xiaoyao City. We are not afraid of them, not afraid of them. Some people were shocked when they heard the mayor of Xiaoyao City's words. Then they comforted themselves in a low voice. I've heard so much about you. I didn't expect to see such a powerful force in our area. The mayor of Xiaoyao City glanced at all the members of the Dragon Palace and said, in that case, let's call it a day. Call it a day. When the mayor of Xiaoyao City said this, everyone held their breaths and stared at Wang Xian. If they were to really fight, even if the mayor of Xiaoyao City was here, it would definitely be a huge battle. The opponent had too many insightful void martial artists. They were so many that they were ganging up on the mayor of Xiaoyao City. Even the mayor of Xiaoyao City had to be careful in dealing with them. Haha, that's it? Mayor of Xiaoyao City, where did all your arrogance go? Didn't you want to destroy the Dragon and Phoenix Empire? Wang Xian stared at the mayor of Xiaoyao City with a cold smile. Oh, what do you want? The mayor of Xiaoyao City looked at Wang Xian without any fluctuation on his face. I want to be like all of you. Wang Xian smiled. A trial? Interesting. Wang Xian glanced at the young Castellan and everyone around him. Young Castellan, if you want to kill me and extinguish the Firehammer clan, you will be sentenced to death. In the surrounding Xiaoyao City, all the clans and powerhouses who came to besiege us will die. Those 7 or 8 dynasty forces who wanted to destroy the Dragon and Phoenix Empire will be annihilated. This is also my final judgment on all of you. A cold voice resounded throughout the entire Xiaoyao City. His voice was filled with dominance. Since all of you want to judge us, fine, I will judge all of you now. What? Wang Xian's judgment made everyone around him look extremely embarrassed. Especially those 7 or 8 dynasties who had just said that they wanted to destroy the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. Each and every one of them had a look of fear on their faces. Their foreheads were filled with cold sweat and fear. The families and experts in Xiaoyao City were also looking at the mayor of Xiaoyao City in the sky with fear on their faces. The young mayor's face was even paler. He looked at his father with an extremely embarrassed expression. He would never have thought that things would turn out like this. Do you really think that our Xiaoyao City will be afraid of you? I will be afraid of you. At this moment, the mayor of Xiaoyao City, who was floating in the sky, still had a calm expression on his face. He stared at Wang Xian indifferently. Then, do you really think that I will be afraid of your Xiaoyao City? Wang Xian stared at the mayor of Xiaoyao City and asked in return. A terrifying atmosphere was gathering in their midst. Everyone around them was staring at him intently. At this moment, there was no room for others to speak. At this moment, the two of them decided the fate of everyone. Haha, our Xiaoyao mountain covers an area of 100,000 kilometers. Xiaoyao City has stood tall for more than 100 years. Have we ever been afraid of anyone? I gave you a chance, but you didn't cherish it. Do you really think I'm afraid of you? The moment the Xiaoyao order is given, the order is as big as a mountain. The trial continues. The mayor of Xiaoyao City suddenly laughed maniacally, and his body emitted an incomparably terrifying aura. His entire body's clothes fluttered without the wind, and the 2 large words carefree on it seemed to come to life. The wind rose and the clouds surged. Incomparably tyrannical. Hiss, this The city lord is so powerful and confident. Is this the demeanor of an expert? Even when facing 300 insightful emptiness realm experts, he still doesn't put them in his eyes. Some people saw the carefree city lord's confident expression, and their hearts were moved, and they had a trace of confidence. Haha, so what if we have 300 void interpretation? We have the city lord, the most powerful city lord. Are we afraid of them? Kill, haha, the city lord is invincible. Even if the opponent has 300 void interpretation, we can still fight. A few void interpretation experts in Xiaoyao City roared, and their faces were filled with fighting spirit. Fight, fight, fight. The aristocratic families and experts in Xiaoyao City gritted their teeth and roared. At this point there was no way out. Our Jinliang dynasty is willing to fight for the mayor of Xiaoyao City. We are also willing. Including our Nine Heavens dynasty. Fight. The few dynasties that said they wanted to destroy the Dragon Phoenix dynasty also gritted their teeth and echoed loudly. Now they were on the same side as Xiaoyao City when they faced Wang Xian's might and the 300 insightful void stage powerhouses. Once Xiaoyao City was defeated, their dynasty would suffer revenge. With the terrifying strength of the 300 insightful emptiness realm experts, their dynasty would be easily destroyed. Now there was only one way to fight with the mayor of Xiaoyao City. Haha, alright. Since your trial continues, my trial will continue as well. I want to see who will be the one to judge who. Wang Xian laughed out loud. The aura of all the members of the Dragon Palace began to gather around them. A great battle was about to break out. Hehe, so what if there are 300 void interpretation experts? You guys are not qualified for me to make a move. Today Xiaoyao City will be your graveyard. Those who offend our Xiaoyao City will be executed even if they are far away. The mayor of Xiaoyao City looked down and revealed an extremely arrogant expression. His words stunned everyone in Xiaoyao City. Haha, city lord, leave it to me. Ever since I broke through, I haven't had a good fight. A loud laughter came from the sky, shaking everyone's minds. At the same time, the entire sky seemed to collapse. The sound of waves roaring came from the sky, and the entire sky turned azure blue. The terrifying aura was almost comparable to the forces of the Xiaoyao City Lord. It descended like divine might. Chapter 1404. 1404 Judgment 1404 began. With a loud laugh, a blue figure appeared. The entire sky was incomparably blue, as if a deep ocean had appeared out of thin air in the sky. When they felt that terrifying aura, everyone was stunned. They raised their heads and looked at the blue-clothed old man, their faces slightly dazed. This figure that had suddenly appeared, his strength seemed to be Water Steward. The young city lord was slightly stunned when he saw this figure and shouted in astonishment. Haha, young city lord, hello. The blue figure laughed loudly and looked at the young city lord. He shouted with a smile on his face. Water Steward, you. The young city lord's eyes were burning as he stared at the old man. He felt the terrifying aura and recalled what he had said just now. Ever since he broke through. In the past, the Water Steward was an expert at the 4th level of the Profound Void tier. If he broke through, he would naturally be at the 5th level of the Profound Void tier. Water Steward, you have actually reached my father's realm. His eyes were filled with surprise and excitement as he muttered. Yes, young city lord, I broke through by a fluke. The old man smiled and stared down. A faint smile appeared on his face and his voice was loud and clear as he shouted, I am the steward of Xiaoyao City. How dare you act so arrogantly in Xiaoyao City? There is no need for the city lord to take action. I will take care of you. As he spoke, terrifying waves gathered and rolled behind him. The water butler is the water butler from 5 years ago. I didn't expect him to break through. Oh my god, our Xiaoyao City actually has a top-tier insightful void tier 5 powerhouse hidden in it. Moreover, he is the butler of the city lord of Xiaoyao City. Haha, 2 profound void tier 5 experts with the water butler and the Xiaoyao City lord around, we still need to be afraid of 300 profound void tier experts. There's no need for the city lord to make a move? The city lord is simply too domineering. Who would have thought that the water butler who disappeared 5 years ago would actually break through to the profound void tier 5? There are 2 profound void tier 5 experts, so what if there are 300 profound void tier experts? However, at this moment the experts from the influential families of Xiaoyao City revealed excited expressions. They originally thought that it would be a peerless battle of life and death, but they didn't expect that a peerless expert that could rival the city lord would suddenly appear on their side. This battle they were filled with confidence. 100% confidence. Even if the opponent had 300 profound void martial experts, what was there to be afraid of? Kill them all. I want everyone to know that even if 300 void interpretation experts dare to offend our Xiaoyao city, they will all die here. Not a single one can escape. Judgment. The city lord floated in the sky and looked down at everyone. An intense king's aura surged out from his body. Not a single one can be spared. So what if we have 300 void interpretation realms? We'll die in our Xiaoyao city today. Haha, destroy them, destroy the Dragon Phoenix dynasty, and destroy that arrogant fellow. The experts of the 8 dynasties and the experts of the Xiaoyao city were filled with confidence as they unsheathed their weapons one by one. The uneasiness and fear from before had completely disappeared. So what if he had 300 void interpretation? Ah, good. 2 5th level void interpretation. This way things will be interesting. At this moment, Wang Xian, who was standing below, looked at the smiling old man in blue. Looking at the confident and arrogant city lord of Xiaoyao city, he also laughed out loud. Today destroy Xiaoyao city. He roared, do it. All the members of the Dragon Palace started to move. You're courting death. The blue-clothed elder who was floating in the sky had a mocking look in his eyes. He had sensed all the 300 insightful void martial artists below just now. Most of them were at the 2nd level of the insightful void martial artist realm, and there was only one at the 4th level of the insightful void martial artist realm. If he wanted to kill them with the strength of the 5th level of the insightful void martial artist realm, he could do it even if there were many of them. Even if there were many of them, killing 100 or 200 of them would not be a problem. As for the remaining void interpretation experts, the experts in Xiaoyao city would be enough to deal with them. The one who wants to die is you. However, just as he was about to make a move, a cold voice directly entered his mind. Soon after, he felt a black and white space suddenly cover him. This shocked the blue-clothed old man, and a shocked expression appeared on his face. Who is it? In an instant, he felt as if he had entered a domain of light and darkness. In the surroundings, half of the darkness and half of the light faintly emitted energy that made his heart palpitate. The person who killed you. A cold voice sounded throughout the entire space. What's going on? At this moment, the experts from Xiaoyao city and the 7 or 8 dynasties were completely stunned. In the sky, darkness and light suddenly appeared. A special space directly covered the old man in blue. Mayor of Xiaoyao city, let me see your strength. Let's see if you can protect Xiaoyao city. Roar, roar. At this moment, Wang Xian leaped down from the ground under everyone's horrified gaze. He transformed into a terrifying divine dragon that was 50 meters long. A dragon's roar reverberated throughout the entire Xiaoyao city. The dragon scales that were emitting bright rays under the sunlight and the majestic dragon head swayed its huge body as it attacked the master of Xiaoyao city in the sky. Roar. Do you think that our dragon palace doesn't have any experts at level 5 of the see-through realm? Wang Xian stared coldly at the mayor of Xiaoyao city, whose face was filled with astonishment. This? Sensing the terrifying aura coming from Wang Xian, his expression changed drastically. Looking at the black and white special space in the sky, he had a bad premonition. Roar. Roar. Kill. Do they really think that we don't have any experts at level 5 of the see-through realm? Kill everyone's enemies. Ao Qitian and Mao Zisen roared, and the 300 profound void martial artists started to move. At this moment, all the family experts and dynasty experts of Xiaoyao city were shocked. There were only 70 to 80 profound void martial artists in total. Facing 300, even if there were more 4th-level profound void martial artists than the Dragon Palace, they were still insignificant in front of this huge number. Especially since the Dragon Palace did not have a 1st-level profound void martial artist. As for this group of profound void martial artists, there were around 50 to 60 1st-level profound void martial artists. How to fight? Kill? All the members behind the Dragon Palace started to move. This time there were not only 300 profound void martial artists, there were also around 1,000 half-step profound void martial artists. With their strength they could kill one profound void martial artist with at most 10 of them, and they did not even need 10 of them. Under these 1,000 members of the Dragon Palace, those below the insightful Void Realm were almost instantly killed. The terrifying power of the Dragon Palace began to move. The first to bear the brunt was the young city lord who stood in the center. When he saw the water steward in the sky covered in a layer of darkness and light, when he saw his father being attacked by that terrifying 50-meter-long creature, when he saw 300 terrifying insightful emptiness realm experts charging over, he was completely stunned. Chapter 1405. 1405 Xiaoyao City was destroyed. Everyone else was also completely stunned. The sudden appearance of the water steward, a terrifying 5th-level profound void martial artist. In addition to the invincible city lord, there were 2 5th-level profound void martial artists guarding the city. They weren't afraid even when facing a 5th-level profound void martial artist. However, in just an instant when everyone's faces were filled with excitement, the water steward was suddenly covered in energy. Evidently, there was a Type 5 void interpretation expert that they did not see, and he was holding the butler back. As for the city lord, he was instantly turned into a 50-meter-long creature. Run. All of the families and experts in Xiaoyao City were terrified, and all of the forces of the 7 to 8 dynasties revealed expressions of fear. Without the city lord and the rest, how could they fight? If they fought, they would die. Therefore they could only run. They ran crazily without any desire to fight. Leave no one alive. Ao Qichin roared and completely reversed what they had just said. Just now they had shouted that they would kill everyone in the Dragon Palace and leave no one alive. Now the Dragon Palace also changed back. Bang! The huge ocean-pacifying needle smashed down. The terrifying power instantly created a huge pit 1,000 meters in front of them. In the pit, a rank 1 profound void realm expert died instantly. Young city lord run. The current butler of Xiaoyao City, a rank 4 profound void realm expert, came to the young city lord's side when he saw the battle. He grabbed his body and shouted, "Run, yes, quickly run." At this moment the young city lord's face was extremely pale. He completely lost the arrogance from before, and his face was filled with panic as he shouted loudly, "Run, quickly run. Wanna run? Can you escape? Today everyone can forget about escaping." Mao Zedong's voice sounded out, and a terrifying arrow shot out. The surrounding arrow aura directly annihilated over a dozen people, and directly attacked the young city lord. "Damn it, hold him back. I'll bring the young city lord away." The Xiaoyao City butler who was protecting the young city lord shouted loudly. However, no one paid attention to him. He looked around, and his eyes instantly looked like they were about to split open. In Xiaoyao City, including him, there were a total of 5 insightful void 4th-level void martial artists. Currently, all the 4th-level void martial artists were trapped by at least 20 powerful insightful void martial artists. As for the 3rd-level profound void martial artist, he was also surrounded by many profound void martial artists. As for the 1st-level profound void martial artist, he was killed quickly. Those who hadn't reached the profound void martial stage, let alone the 4th-level profound void martial artist, were like lambs waiting to be slaughtered. Run? Where to? In less than a minute after the battle broke out, more than 10 1st-level profound void martial artists were killed. As for the elites of Xiaoyao City, thousands of them were killed. "Young city lord, be careful, stay behind me." The butler of Xiaoyao City shouted at the young city lord with cold sweat all over his face, facing Mao Zedong's attack directly. "Young city lord." A golden swordfish at the profound void tier held a golden longsword, his eyes revealing a cold expression. The longsword in his hand directly attacked the young city lord. No. The young city lord's face was filled with terror as he stared at the longsword that was attacking him, and he shouted loudly, "Wang." When the long sword landed in front of him, the protective array that his father had placed on his body was activated. The protective array of the profound void tier 3. "Brother, hand him over to me, I'll kill him." At this moment, an angry voice came from behind him. The golden swordfish turned around and looked at him with a smile on his face. "Okay, I'll leave him to you." As he spoke, he moved and charged toward the enemies of Xiaoyao City. You lowly fellow, you actually want to kill?" The young city lord stared at Duan Jinming with his eyes wide open and roared loudly. Haha, in a while our Dragon King will kill your father. Without your father, who do you think you are? You call me lowly, but who do you think you are in front of me? Duan Jinming roared furiously, and 10 arms appeared behind him in an instant. Each arm was emitting golden light and fiery red flames. He was like a mythical creature. He raised a fiery red flame hammer and directly attacked the young city lord. No, no, you bastard, get lost. The young city lord shouted in terror. Hong. With a loud sound, the flame hammer landed on the array in front of him. Ripples appeared on the array. Hong hong hong. Another 3 terrifying attacks. A strong killing intent shot out from Duan Jinming's eyes. Crack, crack. Soon, the sound of the array formation breaking was heard. No, no, don't kill me. Seeing the array formation in front of him breaking, the young city lord cried out for help with a face full of fear. However, all the people of Xiaoyao City were being massacred by the members of the Dragon Palace. How could they have time to care about the young city lord now? Bing, At this moment, the mayor of Xiaoyao City heard his son begging for mercy in the sky. He widened his eyes and shouted coldly. If you want to kill my son, die. His entire body trembled. He waved his arm and a dazzling wind radiance seemed to be able to tear space apart as it slashed toward Duan Jinming. You dare to be distracted while fighting with me? On the opposite side, Wang Xian opened his mouth and the 5 elements millstone appeared. A stream of destructive energy attacked the wind radiance. Buzz. The energy collided and the wind radiance vanished instantly. Suppress. Today you shall be destroyed along with Xiaoyao City. Wang Xian roared loudly. The 5 elements millstone spun and streams of terrifying energy attacked the mayor of Xiaoyao City. There were even streams of energy shooting towards the 4th level insightful emptiness realm experts of Xiaoyao City below. They were standing at a height of 10,000 meters while the rest of the insightful emptiness realm experts were at a height of 4,000 to 5,000 meters. The entire sky above Xiaoyao City was like the end of the world. Be careful, be careful. At this moment, the 4th level insightful emptiness realm experts who were battling with dozens of Dragon Palace experts below were horrified when they saw the destructive energy that was suddenly shooting towards them from the sky. They let out a terrified roar. Ah. Ah. However, there were still 2 4th level insightful void martial artists who were unable to dodge Wang Xian's attack despite being besieged by the members of the Dragon Palace. 2 miserable shrieks echoed in the sky. What? How is this possible? At this moment in the sky, the mayor of Xiaoyao City, who had hundreds of long swords revolving around him, was shocked when he saw the scene below him. Hee, I can easily distract myself from dealing with you. Wang Xian swayed his huge body and spoke to the mayor of Xiaoyao City calmly. The mayor of Xiaoyao City's expression changed slightly. He took a deep breath and his eyes were filled with fighting spirit. Ah. At this moment, the young mayor's desperate screams could be heard from below. Chapter 1406. 1406 Xiaoyao City was being destroyed. The young city lord is dead. The young city lord is dead. The young city lord is actually dead. It's over, it's over. In the sky, 2 profound void 4th rank lords were killed. When the young city lord's miserable cry sounded, everyone in Xiaoyao City looked in that direction. In their eyes, beside the young man from the profound void 3rd rank Firehammer clan, their young city lord's corpse lay there. The young city lord's eyes were filled with disbelief. Perhaps he would never have thought that he would die in the mouth of the despicable race that he spoke of. Perhaps the entire Xiaoyao City would never have thought that the disaster in Xiaoyao City was caused by the despicable race that they spoke of. Soldier. The city lord of Xiaoyao City roared with a face full of grief and indignation. His eyes slowly turned blood red and the hundreds of see-through swords beside him let out a clanging sound. The trial has begun. Wang Xian stared at the mayor of Xiaoyao City, swayed his body and said with a smile on his face. Do you really think that I, Xiaoyao Mountain, have wasted more than 100 years of my life? Go to hell. The mayor of Xiaoyao City roared loudly with a ferocious expression. The void interpretation swords spun one after another, bringing with them an intense sharpness as they streaked across the sky. 5 elements millstone, spin. Wang Xian's eyes revealed a cold expression. The 5 elemental whetstones with a radius of 2 kilometers above his head smashed towards the 5 elemental whetstones. Bang bang bang. The 5 elemental whetstones with a radius of 2 kilometers had a thickness of several hundred meters. When the 5 elemental whetstones landed on the whetstones, not a single trace was left behind. Hee, with the strength of the nameless sword demon, you have only been around for more than 100 years. Bing Hanzi has been around for more than 4,000 years, yet he was still killed directly. From below, the people from the Bamboo Mountain sect looked towards the sky. When they saw Wang Xian transforming into that terrifying creature, the pitch-black millstone started to spin. A smile appeared on their faces. They looked at the mayor of Xiaoyao City with disdain in their eyes. After the short fight just now, they were certain that the mayor of Xiaoyao City was inferior to Bing Hanzi. As for Bing Hanzi, he had already been killed by Wang Xian. This time we will fight side by side with Lord Nameless Sword Demon. In the future, our Bamboo Mountain sect will definitely rise to the top. The people from the Bamboo Mountain sect looked at each other. Their eyes were filled with excitement. Don't kill me. I surrender. I surrender. At this moment, miserable and terrified cries came from below. They had collapsed. All the aristocratic families and powerhouses from Xiaoyao City had completely collapsed after Wang Xian had killed 2 4th-level profound void martial stage powerhouses. The violent 7 to 8 meter demon monkeys were hovering in the air, holding bows and arrows in their hands. There was also the metal sword principle that was filled with killing intent. The influential families in Xiaoyao City could not withstand a single blow from the elites of the Dragon Palace. In the sky, many profound void martial stage powerhouses were dying rapidly. Their corpses fell to the ground. Some people in Xiaoyao City began to despair. They could not escape from the attacks of the other party at all. Such powerful strength. Is this the member of the Dragon Palace, the other subordinate of the Dragon King? It's so terrifying. My God, we will live with such a group of experts in the future. I can't imagine it. Haha, these experts will be our brothers in the future. Our Firehammer clan will rise up completely. We must cultivate well in the future. The Dragon King told us that our bloodline is extraordinary and that we will become experts in the future. In the center of the destroyed manor, more than 2,000 members of the Firehammer clan stood there and looked at the battlefield in shock. The experts of the Dragon Palace who had come to pick them up were killing their enemies like gods of war. They were standing in a pure land in Xiaoyao City. Xiaoyao City is going to be destroyed. Is going to be completely destroyed. All the members of the Gilded Gold clan were standing next to the Firehammer clan. Because they were from the Gilded Gold clan, the Firehammer clan leader had called them here. They saw the familiar clan leaders and the familiar powerful warriors of Xiaoyao City die one by one. Even the young master of Xiaoyao City died at the hands of their future son-in-law. As for Lu Xiaohua, the eldest young master of the Lu family, this kind of person was not worthy of Duan Jinming's personal attack, nor was he worthy of a profound void martial artist's attack. In the first round of attack he was killed by the members of the Dragon Palace. As for the princes and princesses of the 7 or 8 dynasties, they were like ants here. They were easily killed. Looking up at the sky, one could see the corpse of a profound void martial artist falling from time to time. They were very familiar with those profound void martial artists. I walk in light and darkness, I am the emissary of light, I am the spokesperson of darkness. Darkness and light cross-kill. At this moment, a bone-chilling voice came from the sky. The voice was filled with killing intent. Everyone quickly turned to look at the sky. About 3,000 meters to the right, the black and white space seemed to have encountered a black hole. Darkness and light connected to the city. The sky returned to normal, and the old man appeared in everyone's line of sight. He was the former water steward of Xiaoyao City, and now a 5th-level profound void tier powerhouse. According to the water steward, this was his first battle since he broke through. However, at this moment his entire body was in an extremely sorry state, and his body was covered in bloodstains. Around several vital parts of his body, there were almost fatal wounds. At this moment, in front of the water steward, there was a huge waterfall that was about 2,000 meters long, condensed from energy. The waterfall fell from the sky. He stood in front of the waterfall, making the injured him look extremely violent. Milky Way waterfall protection. The butler held a bright scepter in his hand and roared. Wang? Time and space seemed to be frozen. On the opposite side, the white and black cross flashed and appeared in front of the butler. The cross flashed past. It passed through the waterfall and the water steward. The Milky Way water slowly dissipated. The water steward's body descended from thousands of meters in the sky towards Xiaoyao City. The Type 5 void interpretation expert hidden in Xiaoyao City had fallen. This was the prelude to the destruction of Xiaoyao City. A Type 5 void interpretation expert was killed by a powerful expert of the Dragon Palace. In the surrounding areas, when the residents of Xiaoyao City saw the body descending from the sky, they all trembled. They knew that the era of the city lord had ended. Whether Xiaoyao City would survive or not was still unknown. Unless the city lord can kill all the enemies, but is it possible? A citizen looked at the war in the sky from afar. It could be said that once the order of Xiaoyao City was issued, Xiaoyao City would be destroyed. Chapter 1407. 1407 Xiaoyao City was destroyed. It's over, it's over, it's over. Don't kill me, our dynasty is willing to submit to the Dragon Phoenix dynasty, don't kill me. Our Jin Liang dynasty is willing to submit, don't kill us. The moment a rank 5 Void Interpretation Realm expert was killed in Xiaoyao City, the Void Interpretation Realm experts fighting with the Dragon Palace in the sky fell into despair. The dynasties had been fighting with the members of the Dragon Palace carefully from the beginning. Among them the death rate was the fewest. Now that they saw the situation, these fence-sitters understood that if they did not submit, they would definitely die. After they died, their dynasties would be trampled to death by the experts of the Dragon and Phoenix dynasties. The experts of the dynasties quickly begged the members of the Dragon Palace for mercy. More than a dozen insightful Void Realm experts huddled together, bowed, and begged the members of the Dragon Palace who were surrounding them with unsightly expressions. At this moment they did not have the dignity of an expert at all. Facing the nearly 100 insightful Void Realm experts who were surrounding them, they did not dare to retain the slightest bit of dignity. Boom. Kneel down and wait for your punishment. Right at this moment, a huge ocean-pacifying needle swept across the void, carrying a terrifying might. Ao Qiqian's 10-meter-tall figure stood in the air, holding the ocean-pacifying needle god in his hand. He was like a wild and mighty general, glaring at all of them. Yes, yes. We'll kneel. The expressions of the dynasty experts changed drastically. They gritted their teeth and flew down. Plop. A rank 3 void interpretation expert knelt on the ground. A crack appeared on the solid ground. The expert lowered his head and knelt there helplessly. Plop. Plop. The experts knelt on the ground. They were all lords, ministers, and generals of the dynasty. They were all prisoners. Below, the members of the Firehammer clan looked at the experts kneeling on the ground. These people were all high and mighty existences. In the past, when they faced this group of experts, they didn't dare to look directly at them and just bowed. Now they were all kneeling in front of them, waiting for their judgment. We surrender too. When the experts from the aristocratic families in Xiaoyao City saw this scene, they also shouted with faces full of fear. Kill the people in Xiaoyao City. After today there will be no Xiaoyao City in the world. However, Ao Qiqian's violent voice greeted them. Roar, roar, roar. The demon monkey roared and continued the slaughter. After surrendering to more than a dozen insightful Void Realm experts, only a dozen or so insightful Void Realm experts in Xiaoyao City were killed. Among them, 3 4th-level insightful Void Realm experts were struggling bitterly, their faces full of despair. Kill? Another sound of killing rang out. This time, the 300 profound Void Martial Stage experts of the Dragon Palace swarmed forward. Drowned? The last dozen or so profound Void Martial Stage experts of Xiaoyao City were directly drowned by terrifying attacks. In the entire Xiaoyao City, tens of millions of people raised their heads to watch this great battle. They looked at the profound Void Martial Stage experts of Xiaoyao City who were drowned. One round of attacks, just one round of attacks. The remaining dozen or so figures fell to the ground. Below them, all the elite disciples of the noble families of Xiaoyao City had long been turned into corpses. Almost 10,000 corpses covered the surroundings. This battle lasted less than 10 minutes. A great victory, a complete victory. Everyone even found that none of the members of the Dragon Palace had died. Hiss. The ordinary people in Xiaoyao City looked over with awe on their faces. At this moment the entire Xiaoyao city fell silent. Endless wind and clouds, 100 swords returning to the sect. At this moment, a violent voice came from the sky. Everyone raised their heads and looked at the sky. In their sight, the city lord of Xiaoyao city was floating in the sky, his clothes fluttering even though there was no wind. Behind him, dazzling long swords were rotating slowly behind him. As the mayor of Xiaoyao city, all 100 flying swords were at the profound void realm. The profound void realm longswords were paired with the Dharma idol of the 5th level of the profound void realm. The mayor of Xiaoyao city unleashed his most dazzling attack. Swoosh swoosh swoosh. Kill. The longswords were slowly covered by the energy of the wind attribute. Each longsword was about 1,000 meters long. Over 100 longswords that were 1,000 meters long, looked from afar and were filled with a shocking power. Roar, roar, roar. Boom, boom, boom. The moment the longswords attacked, the 5 divine dragons let out a roar on the enormous 5 elements grinding mill in the sky. They galloped on the grinding mill, and streams of energy of the 5 elements revolved endlessly. Boom, boom, boom. The longswords landed on the mill one after another. The ultimate of earth, defense. Wang Xian shouted softly. Roar. On the mill of the 5 elements, the earth god dragon roared. The entire mill of the 5 elements emitted a thick and heavy aura as it withstood the attacks of the sharp swords. Roar. The mill of the 5 elements trembled slightly under the attacks. When the last sharp sword landed on it, Wang Xian roared. His 50-meter-long body charged straight at the mayor of Xiaoyao city. Under the sunlight, his dragon scales were shimmering with a luster. He had sharp dragon claws, a majestic dragon head, and a huge dragon tail. Divine dragon tail swing. Wang Xian swept his dragon tail horizontally and charged straight at the mayor of Xiaoyao city with a terrifying force. Carefree wind. The mayor of Xiaoyao city roared and dodged to the side. Can you dodge it? 5 elements restraint. A 5-colored radiance shot out from Wang Xian's eyes. With a wave of his dragon claws, waves of restraining force surrounded him. Not good. The mayor of Xiaoyao city was horrified. The thick wind attribute energy on his body formed an incomparably huge wind shield. Boom. However, when Wang Xian's dragon tail landed on it, the wind shield collapsed at a terrifying speed. In close combat, the divine dragon was no weaker than any race. Bang! The terrifying strength caused the body of the mayor of Xiaoyao city to transform instantly. His expression changed drastically as blood spurted out from his mouth. It's over, it's over. I'm not resigned to this. Just you wait, I'll come for revenge. The mayor of Xiaoyao city had a look of fear in his eyes. His gaze swept across the area below and his expression changed drastically. His body moved and he let out a roar before he flew towards the back. You are too naive to think of leaving. Boss. Wang Xian looked at the mayor of Xiaoyao city who was escaping. The 5 elements millstone above him trembled slightly and charged forward with a terrifying force. Boom. The 5 elements millstone carried a terrifying force and landed directly on the mayor of Xiaoyao city. Ah! He roared in pain as his body tried to break free from the 5 elements millstone. However, the 5 elements millstone, which was about 2 kilometers in circumference, pressed against his ant-like body and crashed forward. Boom! An extremely shocking sound was heard. Crack, crack, crack. At this moment, everyone watched in horror as the 5 elements millstone crashed into a mountain peak 10,000 meters behind Xiaoyao city. The mountain slowly cracked open. It slowly collapsed. Chapter 1408. 1408 Terrifying Harvest. Bang bang bang. Boom boom boom. Behind Xiaoyao city, the 10,000-meter tall peak collapsed, as if it was a sign of the destruction of the entire Xiaoyao city. Rocks rolled down and the waterfall flowed in disorder. Some sharp-eyed people saw a familiar corpse flowing down the waterfall. Everyone in Xiaoyao city stared blankly at this scene, their eyes slightly widened. The 10,000-meter tall mountain collapsed. Xiaoyao city collapsed as well. Everyone raised their heads and looked at the 50-meter tall terrifying creature in the sky. Their eyes were filled with deep respect. This terrifying creature didn't even have the slightest injury after killing the mayor of Xiaoyao city. Other than the final attack, the rest of the time he was controlling that terrifying gigantic millstone. Wang Xian scanned the corpse of the mayor of Xiaoyao City and looked down at the entire Xiaoyao City. Roar. He let out a soft roar, and the roar of a dragon resounded throughout the entire Xiaoyao City. In the future, there will be no more Xiaoyao City in this world. He let out a loud roar and swayed his body as he descended towards the ground. Buzz. Upon landing on the ground, Wang Xian immediately reverted to his dragon form. Master Wang is invincible. The moment he landed on the ground, the people from the Bamboo Mountain sect rushed forward and shouted loudly. My king is invincible. The members of the Firehammer clan walked forward with fiery faces and shouted respectfully. My king is invincible. After witnessing the strength of their Dragon King and the power of the members of the Dragon Palace, the faces of the members of the Firehammer clan were filled with pride. All right. Wang Xian waved his hand, indicating that they didn't need to say anything more. He looked at the people from the Bamboo Mountain sect and said, You can make a trip back to the sect first before heading to the Imperial Palace of the Dragon and Phoenix Dynasty. Yes, sir. We will report to the sect master and head to the Dragon and Phoenix Dynasty immediately. The experts from the Bamboo Mountain sect nodded in pleasant surprise. They knew that they had made the right choice in this battle. They didn't know the relationship between the Dragon Palace and the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, but they were sure that all the forces within a 100,000-kilometer radius were about to be shuffled, and the Dragon and Phoenix Empire was likely to control all the cities within a 100,000-kilometer radius. Looking at the 300 insightful Emptiness Realm experts, everyone from the Bamboo Mountain sect was very certain. Your empire should be very clear about what's going to happen next. The Dragon and Phoenix Empire will take over all your cities and sweep through the 6 directions. Wang Xian looked at the dozens of insightful Emptiness Realm experts who were kneeling on the ground and said without a doubt. Yes, sir. We will definitely cooperate. The experts from the dynasties nodded their heads with bitter expressions. What was supposed to happen had finally come. In this short period of time, they had already made up their minds. The Dragon and Phoenix dynasty had 300 insightful Emptiness Realm experts. It was not something they could resist at all. In fact, no empire could resist such a terrifying force within a radius of 100,000 kilometers or 200,000 kilometers. It was only a matter of time before they were subdued or conquered. If they wanted to obtain a good position now, they could not be like the Jinliang Empire. The Jinliang Empire was taken care of by the experts of the Dragon Palace previously. Now, not a single one of them was left alive. The Gilded Gold family. At this moment, Wang Xian suddenly looked at the members of the Gilded Gold family. My lord, I'm here. I'm here. The members of the Gilded Gold family trembled slightly under the leadership of the Gilded Gold ancestor and a level 3 void interpretation stage powerhouse. They hurriedly took a few steps forward. They knelt on the ground and were filled with respect. No need. Get up. Wang Xian waved his arm and an imposing manner made them stand up. You are guilty. However, on account of the fact that the lady of the Gilded Gold family is marrying the future general of the Dragon Palace, Duan Jinming, you will be pardoned. Now you will lead the members of the Dragon Palace to collect all the valuable items in the entire Xiaoyao city. They will not be required to hand over the items belonging to the ordinary citizens. In the future, your Gilded Gold family can go to the Dragon Phoenix dynasty and become an official or just a family. Wang Xian said to them calmly. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We will definitely atone for our sins. Thank you, Dragon King. Everyone from the Gilded Gold family thanked him immediately. Gilded Gold Yen was also full of gratitude. The members of the Gilded Gold clan knew that what happened today was not a bad thing for their Gilded Gold clan. In fact, it was a great good thing. With the importance that the king attached to Duan Jinming would definitely become a high-ranking official of the Dragon Palace in the future. And their son-in-law was Duan Jinming. Just this reputation alone could make their Gilded Gold clan stand at the peak of this continent. It seems that we have to curry favor with Yan and this son-in-law in the future. All the members of the Gilded Gold family looked at each other. However, the eldest sister and second brother who stood at the side looked at Duan Jinming and their third sister in a daze. They never thought that a young demon beast who was lowly in their eyes would rise to the clouds and soar to the sky. They had never expected that their third sister would become someone that the entire Gilded Gold clan had to curry favor with in the future. This made them look a little embarrassed. One had to know that they usually didn't treat their third sister and Duan Jingming very well. Lords of the Dragon Palace, follow me. We are familiar with every clan in Xiaoyao City. We will take you there. The Gilded Gold family said to the members of the Dragon Palace. The Golden Swordfish accompanied them to search for the treasures of the families in Xiaoyao City. All the families in Xiaoyao City had participated in this mission to destroy them. Now that they had been destroyed, the treasures had to be taken away. These families controlled 95% of the resources in Xiaoyao City. Not to mention the mayor of Xiaoyao City. The mayor of Xiaoyao City had a few hundred long swords of the insightful void tier. One could imagine how wealthy he was. According to Wang Xian's estimation, the entire Xiaoyao City was worth at least 10 to 20 trillion middle-grade spirit stones. This was not an exaggeration. One had to know that the items auctioned off in a king's auction were worth 10 to 20 trillion middle-grade spirit stones. As for the 10 to 20 trillion middle-grade spirit stones, Xiaoyao City needed to withdraw 10% of them. That was 1 to 2 trillion middle-grade spirit stones. Just the Xiaoyao City Lord alone had more than 10 trillion resources. Including all the families, it was definitely a terrifying amount of resources. After obtaining all the resources in Xiaoyao City, my strength can almost be raised by 1 level. As Wang Xian thought of this, a smile appeared on his face. Furthermore, the corpses of the experts could increase the strength of the members of the Dragon Palace. After helping Feng Yuan sweep through the surrounding 30 dynasties, the strength of the Dragon Palace would receive a terrifying increase. He moved and flew towards the residence of the mayor of Xiaoyao City, collecting all the items inside. Dragon King, collect all the items. 2 hours later, the Gilded Gold family led the Dragon Palace to the king's territory in the center and said loudly. Chapter 1409. 1409 returned to the palace. In the king's zone at the center of Xiaoyao City, all the members of the Firehammer clan were behind Wang Xian. A group of members from the Dragon Palace and the Gilded Gold clan walked over one after another and handed him interspatial rings. Return to the palace. Wang Xian looked at the items in the interspatial rings. A smile appeared on his face as he shouted softly. The Firehammer clan is located in the center. Gather around. The rest of you follow on the left and right. Mao Zixin said to everyone from the Firehammer clan. He swept his gaze across the Gilded Gold clan as well as the insightful Emptiness Realm experts from the few empires. Roar, roar, roar. Soft roars were emitted from the mouth of the Flood Dragon. The 9 Flood Dragons swayed their bodies and arrived at the front. A dragon chair appeared at the back. Wang Xian moved his body and landed on the dragon chair. Move back to the palace. A golden swordfish shouted softly. The dragon flew towards the Dragon Palace. Buzz. The people from the Heavenly Eye Arrow Division waved their arms. A strong gust of wind enveloped the Firehammer clan. The members of the Firehammer clan were all at Transcendent Level 4 or 5. Their flying speed was too slow. With the Heavenly Eye Arrow Division's insightful Void Realm expert leading them, their speed wasn't slow either. Boom! When the nearly 4,000 members of the Dragon Palace flew into the sky, their terrifying aura caused the surrounding residents of Xiaoyao City to widen their eyes. Who would have thought that because of the Firehammer clan, the entire Xiaoyao City would be annihilated, and all the experts and aristocratic families would die? Even the mayor of Xiaoyao City, the most powerful person in the area of 100,000 kilometers, was killed. The people looked at the disappearing members of the Dragon Palace in awe and shock. Xiaoyao City would be destroyed in name only. Soon, the entire city would be taken over by the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. Dragon Palace. The members of the Firehammer clan floated in the air for 1,000 meters. They looked at the scenery around them and the disappearing Xiaoyao City with yearning in their hearts. The Dragon Palace would be their new place of birth. On the way back, Wang Xian took a whole 4 days to bring over 2,000 members of the Firehammer clan along. Wang Xian told Feng Yuan in advance and asked her to pick up a few powerhouses from the dynasty as well as members of the Gilded Gold clan. After that, he brought the Firehammer clan along and headed towards the Dragon Palace. Your Firehammer clan originally possessed the bloodline of the Fire Gold Dragon species and belonged to the aquatic species. Today you have returned and will be the first to break through the Dragon Gate. When he arrived in front of the Dragon Palace, Wang Xian spoke to all the members of the Firehammer clan. Oh my god, this is the Dragon Palace. This is simply a huge palace located at the bottom of the sea. This area is at least 100 kilometers. It's not much smaller than Xiaoyao City. Furthermore, this building is simply too shocking. I can feel a kind of attraction from the bloodline inside. This will be our home in the future? All the members of the Firehammer clan widened their eyes in shock when they saw the magnificent Dragon Palace in front of them. This huge building that stood at the bottom of the sea was really intimidating. Let's start to break through the Dragon Gate. Not all creatures can enter the Dragon Palace. Those with poor aptitude are not qualified to enter the Dragon Palace. The Firehammer clan leader asked the members of the Dragon Palace for some information on the way and said to all the humans, "Yes, yes." The members of the Firehammer clan looked a little nervous as they rushed toward the Dragon Gate. When they entered the Dragon Gate, they felt a strong resistance. However, they had the bloodline of the peak dragon species of the Dragon Palace, so the resistance didn't stop them. What a rich spiritual essence. It's too rich. Wow, is this our Dragon Palace? It's so beautiful. The members of the Firehammer clan entered one by one. Their faces were filled with excitement and excitement. Dragon King. At this moment, Ao Nu and Ao Xia flew over and greeted Wang Xian respectfully. Settle down the Firehammer clan and bring them around the Dragon Palace. Also, get Prime Minister Gue to bring them to the Dragon Pool to increase their strength. Also, let Gilded Gold Yen enter the Dragon Pool as well. Wang Xian said to them. It's the Dragon King. Ao Shrimps and Ao NV nodded immediately. Dragon Pool. Thank you, Dragon King. Duan Jinming and the chief of the Firehammer tribe looked excited and immediately shouted respectfully. Hee hee. Wang Xian smiled and flew directly to the location of the Dragon King Hall. Jinming, what is the Dragon Pool? Clan leader, what is the Dragon Pool? Jin Yin and the Firehammer clansmen asked curiously. Let the two lords of the Dragon Palace introduce it to you. The Firehammer clan leader looked at Ao Shrimps and Ao Nu and said respectfully. There's no need to be so respectful. Our Dragon Palace has the Dragon King's Palace, the Dragon Pool, the Dragon Cave and the Dragon Field, which are four of the more important venues. The Dragon King's Palace is where the Dragon King handles his affairs. The Dragon Cave is where the disciples of the Dragon Palace live, and the Dragon Field is where they practice their skills. As for the Dragon Pond, it's also called the Dragon Transformation Pond. You can increase your cultivation base and evolve into other dragon species. Ao Nu continued to introduce with a smile. There are currently 4,000 members of the Dragon Palace. Including you, there are a total of more than 6,000 members. Currently there are 8 leaders. Oh my god, there are actually 600 insightful Emptiness Realm experts in our Dragon Palace. There are only 6,000 members living in the Majestic Palace within a radius of more than 100 kilometers. Oh my god. When the members of the Firehammer clan heard Ao Nu's introduction, they all widened their eyes in shock. The evolution of our bloodline will allow us to become the Divine Dragon Clan. We can easily break through to the insightful Emptiness Realm or even higher than that. The Firehammer clan leader's face was filled with excitement. Even Gilded Gold Yen was a little absent-minded. Her current strength was only at level 7 of the Extraordinary Realm. She was not considered weak among humans. It might be difficult to break through the insightful Emptiness Realm in this lifetime. However, as long as one entered the Dragon Transformation Pool, the insightful Emptiness Realm was merely a starting point. This opportunity was simply too terrifying. Dragon King, Miss Feng Luan and the Dragon Queens are here. Less than an hour after Wang Xian returned to the Dragon King's palace, Prime Minister Gue came to report. Wang Xian, the news you brought this time really caught me off guard. I made a trip to Xiaoyao City and destroyed it. A group of girls followed Feng Luan in. They walked towards Wang Xian with smiles on their faces. Hee, how is it? The dynasties within a radius of more than 100,000 kilometers are waiting for you to reclaim them. When are you going to take action? Wang Xian asked with a smile. Are you trying to tire Sister Feng Luan to death? The matters of the 4 empires have yet to be settled and you have started to reclaim the 7 to 8 empires. There are still more than a dozen others. Shu Qing and the rest walked over and said with a smile. Hee, I never thought that the Dragon Phoenix Empire would develop so quickly. If I were to develop on my own, even with my past experience, it would take at least 10 years to conquer more than a dozen empires. Feng Yuan looked at Wang Xian happily. It was good to have someone to rely on. Chapter 1410. 1410 Year 1410 Breakthrough. Go. How are you going to develop next? Do you need manpower? Wang Xian looked at Feng Yuan and asked seriously. If you need manpower, just lend me your guards of the Dragon Palace. I have obtained a lot of resources recently. I will be able to break through to level 4 of the see-through realm in a month at most. By then, I can totally fight against level 5 of the see-through realm. It will be much easier to subdue other dynasties. Feng Yuan nodded and said directly to Wang Xian. Sure. Let the strange demon clan follow you during the expedition. Ao Yao's strength can be used to assassinate a 5th level void interpretation just in case. Wang Xian nodded and said to her. Feng Yuan smiled. She knew the strange demon's strength. There were not many strange demons in the Dragon Palace, but their strength was definitely the strongest. Xiao Xian, the few of us have also joined the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty. In the future, we will be the 7 elders of the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty's Elder Council. Yes, brother. In the future we will also be the founding ministers of a dynasty. Perhaps the people will build statues for us in the future, haha. In the upcoming expedition, we are prepared to fight on the battlefield with Sister Feng Yuan. We will let the people of the extraordinary continent know who said that women are inferior to men. Guan Shuqing, Xiao Yu and the rest said excitedly. You guys can do whatever you want. Just pay attention. Wang Xian said with a smile. Many dynasties had a group of elders. For example, in the Light Dragon dynasty, the group of elders could decide the position of the crown prince. The elders had a lot of power. Of course, Guan Shuqing and the rest were just having fun out of boredom. With the 5 girls including Shuqing, Xiao Yu and Zhang Fengying, even the weakest among them was at the first level of the insightful void tier. In the current Dragon and Phoenix Empire, they were all experts. By the way, Feng Yuan, I plan to monopolize the forging shop in the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. Will this be easy to implement? Wang Xian asked her. Now that the Dragon Palace had the Firehammer clan, they were extremely fast in forging weapons. If they monopolized the forging of weapons in the entire Dragon and Phoenix Empire, they would earn at least tens of billions of middle-grade spirit stones every day or even more. If they used these spirit stones to purchase pills to increase their strength, they would be able to quickly increase the Dragon Palace's strength. Monopolize the weapon industry? In fact, I want to monopolize the pill refining industry. Feng Yuan looked at him and revealed a thoughtful expression. The benefits of monopolizing are obvious, especially the pills and weapons. However, there's a problem, the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop. These 2 huge forces will be stationed in every dynasty. If they are not allowed to stay, they will be attacked by the other party. Especially the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty. If they really rule over 1 to 200 cities in the future, they will definitely not let this market go. As Feng Yuan spoke, she slowly frowned. How big are the forces of the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop? Wang Xian asked Feng Yuan. On the mainland, these 2 influences are only weaker than the 5 empires. Each of them has a person in the realm of longevity overseeing them. Feng Yuan frowned slightly. The realm of longevity, the existence of a demigod. Wang Xian also frowned. Now that they were facing such an existence, there was absolutely nothing they could do. The Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop said that they wanted to enter your dynasty and open a shop there. If you didn't agree, the other party could completely eliminate you in the dark. There is one way, and that is to get the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan to make a move. In the past few years, I have gotten the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan to make a lot of preparations. However, there is a problem. The Fire Cloud Sparrow clan can only withstand the attacks of their top-notch experts. However, if the other party uses some tricks in the dark, it would be very troublesome for us. Feng Yuan's eyes sparkled as she said. Then what do you do? Wang Xian looked at her. Initially, we only monopolized the medicinal pills and didn't offend the Holy Item Forging Workshop. However, since you want to monopolize the weapons, I will get the Firelark clan to make new preparations. At most, we should be more careful. The strength of the Firelark clan is not weak. Feng Yuan smiled and made a decision. All right. Wang Xian nodded. Let me know when we can enter the weapons market. I will prepare immediately. Okay. Feng Yuan nodded and said, I have to take care of some things. Wait, I have something for you. As Wang Xian spoke, he threw a bead that was half bright and half dark to Feng Yuan. This bead was a treasure that Wang Xian saw in the system treasury. It was called the Light and Dark Source, and it was exchanged for 10 million dragon crystals. This treasure was very magical. It could sense the loyalty of the other party to him. Nowadays, the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty was developing rapidly. Some of the powerhouses who were subdued had no loyalty at all. Using this light and dark source, one could detect whether a person was loyal to him or not and whether it was harmful to him or not. This thing was very useful to Feng Yuan. There was a prerequisite to this. The use of the bead required the dripping of the other party's blood. So magical? Feng Yuan took the bead and revealed a look of surprise on her face. Soon after, a smile appeared on her face. With this light and dark source, it will save me a huge amount of trouble. Feng Yuan smiled and left the palace. Wang Xian dragged the group of girls and started to stay on the couch for a few days. For the rest of the time, Wang Xian stayed in the palace. Currently, the sea area within a few thousand kilometers was under the control of the Dragon Palace. The number of members of the Dragon Palace was increasing every day. However, the increase was not much. At most, 10 creatures could pass through the Dragon Gate and enter the Dragon Palace every day. A month later, the Dragon Phoenix dynasty started their journey. The Dragon Phoenix Queen led her troops and the 7 elders were all at the Void Interpretation level. In addition, there were 15 generals at the Void Interpretation level and 20 swordsmen at the Void Interpretation level. In addition, the entire Bamboo Mountain sect followed the Queen. A total of 80 Void Interpretation experts led 30,000 soldiers to battle the surrounding dynasties. 7 or 8 of them had already surrendered, and in just 2 months, 8 of them had surrendered. However, the Dragon Phoenix dynasty did not stop and continued to expand. After breaking through 8 dynasties, the number of Void Interpretation experts that Feng Yuan had sent out reached 150. With Feng Yuan, who could fight against a rank 5 Void Interpretation expert, no dynasty could withstand their attacks. The entire Dragon Phoenix dynasty expanded at a terrifying speed. After Feng Yuan broke through cities and dynasties, a large amount of resources were sent to the Dragon Phoenix Royal City and the Dragon Palace. The Dragon Phoenix Royal City continued to expand. They vowed to build the Dragon Phoenix dynasty into the most magnificent and beautiful city. When some of the dynasty's resources were sent to the Dragon Palace, coupled with the resources Wang Xian obtained from Xiaoyao City, the amount of dragon qi he needed had reached the level of leveling up. During the war, the corpses of the experts were also sent to the Dragon Palace. The members of the Dragon Palace were also improving rapidly. Chapter 1411. 1411 Year 1411 Breakthrough. Down. Boom. In the vast Dragon Palace, Wang Xian, who had transformed into a divine dragon, was lying on the huge dragon throne. His entire aura shook, and the majesty of a king spread throughout the entire Dragon Palace. His figure grew rapidly from 50 meters to about 70 meters. The scales on his body were even more resplendent, and the huge dragon horns were even more mystical. Ding! Congratulations on your breakthrough in your speed level. As you have comprehended the strongest aspect of the 5 elements, the great grinding of the 5 elements has further strengthened your dragon claws. Ding! Congratulations to the host for comprehending the aspect of the dragon kingdom in your palm. Name Wang Xian. Race, 5 elements divine dragon, able to transform into a human. Level, 2nd level of the Void Interpretation stage, 3rd transformation of the divine dragon transformation. Dragon crystal, 12764000000000000000000. Supernatural ability, ruling the water tribe that is lower than one's own level. Devouring creatures to extract dragon crystals. Control of the 5 elements. Cultivation method, divine dragon transformation. Supernatural ability, soul capture, spirit possession, light and dark fire dragon eyes, light and dark void, light and dark shadowless, light and dark. Aspect, 5 elements grinding, controlling the dragon kingdom. Possessing the Dragon Palace, level 3. Members of the Dragon Palace, 6,396. "I've finally made a breakthrough." In the Dragon King's hall, Wang Xian let out a sigh of relief. A faint smile appeared on his face. He stared at his dragon claws. Wang Xian did not obtain any special aspect for this breakthrough. Controlling the Dragon Kingdom was only a matter of how strong he was. When he strengthened his physical body and unleashed his Dragon Kingdom, his dragon claws could turn into a radius of 2 to 3 kilometers. The claws contained terrifying 5 elements energy. The effect was the same as the 5 elements millstone. However, the 5 elements millstone leaned towards long-range combat, while controlling the dragon country was considered close combat. Looking at his dragon claws, Wang Xian could feel that his dragon claws had undergone a powerful upgrade after this breakthrough. Each of his 9 claws contained terrifying power. Since ancient times, 9 claws were the pinnacle. Be it the 9 claws or the 9 transformations of the divine dragon, they represented the peak. The current me should be able to kill a level 6 see-through expert easily. As for a level 7 see-through expert, I'm not his match. Wang Xian moved and swayed his body. His huge body was filled with strength. His body moved and transformed into a human form. Congratulations to the Dragon King for his breakthrough in strength. The members of the Dragon Palace have absorbed the resources this time and obtained a huge increase in strength. This time, the number of the members of our Dragon Palace who are experts in the Void Interpretation realm has also reached 1,500. The leaders have achieved another breakthrough in strength. Prime Minister Gue walked over and reported to Wang Xian with a smile on his face. To be able to receive such a huge improvement in just over a year, it's really not bad. Wang Xian revealed a satisfied look on his face. It had been a year since Wang Xian returned from Xiaoyao City. During this 1 year he had never left the palace. He had been cultivating in the Dragon King Palace and dealing with some matters in the Dragon Palace. Today his strength had finally achieved a breakthrough. Compared to the Dragon Palace, the Dragon and Phoenix Empire had developed the fastest in this 1 year. A year ago, Feng Luan had swept through more than 20 dynasties. Now, the Dragon Phoenix dynasty had become a colossus. There were more than 200 cities under the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. There were more than 300 void interpretation experts in the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. The number of void interpretation experts was not weaker than the old dynasty, the Light Dragon dynasty. If the current Dragon Phoenix dynasty wanted to expand further, it would be difficult for it to expand unless it competed with the dynasties around the Human Demon Graveyard. Let's make a trip to the Dragon Palace of the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. Shu Qing, Xiao Yu and the other girls really think that they are the elders of the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. They stay in the Dragon Phoenix dynasty every day. A smile appeared on Wang Xian's face. His body moved and he flew out directly. Dragon King, are you going to the Dragon and Phoenix Royal City as well? As soon as he flew out of the Dragon Palace, Wang Xian saw Duan Jinming returning from the outside. He asked respectfully with a simple and honest face. Yes, I haven't been out for a long time. I'll make a trip there. How's the situation with the forging of the Dragon and Phoenix now? Wang Xian nodded with a smile and asked. Dragon King, everything is normal. We are earning more than 20 billion middle-grade spirit stones every day. Duan Jinming smiled and said. Yes, thank you for your hard work. Wang Xian nodded his head. No hard work, no hard work. Duan Jinming smiled and shook his head. In the current Dragon Palace, the weakest group of people were the members of the Firehammer clan. Even so, half of the members had already reached the half-step void interpretation stage. The rest were all at Transcendent Level 9. There were more than 20 people who had reached the void interpretation realm. After monopolizing the weapon industry of the Dragon Phoenix dynasty, the Firehammer clan could bring 20 billion middle-grade spirit stones to the Dragon Palace every day. They continued to fly toward the Dragon Phoenix Imperial City. Compared to the previous cities, the Dragon Phoenix Imperial City had expanded a lot in more than a year. Now, it could be said to be the most prosperous and majestic city within a radius of hundreds of thousands of kilometers. It's Lord Wang. Hello, Lord Wang. Greetings, Lord Wang. On the city wall, the city guards who were guarding the city saw Wang Xian's figure and immediately greeted him respectfully. Although Wang Xian had not been here for a year, his image was deeply etched in the hearts of everyone in the Dragon and Phoenix Royal City. Everyone knew that the Dragon and Phoenix Empire was able to develop to this day because of this Lord Wang. Wang Xian nodded his head lightly at them and flew directly towards the palace. Master Wang, are you going to look for the queen? Please follow me. A palace guard walked over respectfully and led Wang Xian towards the imperial study room of the palace. Master Wang, the queen is in the imperial study room. The guard walked Wang Xian to the door and said respectfully. All right, I'll go in by myself. Wang Xian nodded and walked straight in. Your Majesty, this is the final ultimatum from our life and death elixir workshop and the forging formula for the holy relic. If you don't allow us to enter the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, don't blame us for being impolite. Our life and death elixir workshop and the forging formula for the holy relic have stood for 7,000 to 8,000 years in the Transcendence continent. There isn't a single empire that dares to shut us out. You have to consider it carefully. Of course, I have already considered it carefully. I know what I want to do with the empire that I have conquered. Since our Dragon and Phoenix Empire has the ability to monopolize the elixirs and weapons, why should we hand it over to others? Wang Xian had just stepped into the imperial study when he heard a voice coming from inside. Since the Dragon and Phoenix Queen is so stubborn, don't blame us for being impolite. I hope your empire can survive for a little longer. Ah. A maniacal laughter came from inside. Following that, Wang Xian saw 5 middle-aged elders walking out from inside. A few of them had angry looks on their faces as they walked out in a huff. Wang Xian looked at them and raised his eyebrows slightly. Chapter 1412. 1412 came to the imperial study in disguise. They are just like a bunch of robbers. They don't want to pay anything and want to enter the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty. Isn't it just having 8,000 to 9,000 years of history? So what? The disgruntled voices of a few girls came from inside. Wang Xian glanced at the group of people who had left. What's going on? Why are the people from the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop here? Wang Xian entered the imperial study room and looked at the group of girls inside. He asked in puzzlement. Xiao Xian, you're here? The group of girls immediately revealed a look of joy when they saw him enter. The Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop are here to issue an ultimatum. After rejecting them this time, I reckon they will use some means. Feng Yuan frowned and said to Wang Xian. What's wrong? Can't the fire lark stop them? Wang Xian frowned as well and asked worriedly. Stopping them is only temporary. Although the other party cannot directly send experts to destroy our dynasty, they can use their powerful forces and financial resources to target us. Feng Yuan's eyes flickered. Just now, I had already taken a step back and was willing to cooperate with them. 70% to 30%, but they still didn't agree. These two forces are too overbearing. If the other party were to play some tricks, it might bring a great disaster to the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. Wang Xian frowned and looked at her. According to the style of these two forces, they might not want to play any tricks. Instead, they would directly suppress them with a powerful force. Feng Yuan guessed. If it's a direct confrontation, we can still deal with them. We still have to increase our strength. Wang Xian's eyes were sparkling as he said. With his current strength, he could fight against a 6th-level void interpretation. This strength was considered pretty good, but it was only limited to the region of Flowing Sea. If it was placed in the vast region or even the region of the 5 empires, it would not be enough. Forget it. We will be flooded in the future. Feng Yuan shook her head helplessly and rubbed the space between her eyebrows. In the past year or so, there were simply too many things that she needed to worry about. The Dragon Phoenix dynasty had just risen, and there were simply too many things that needed to be dealt with. Sister Feng Yuan, didn't you say that you wanted to go out and take a stroll in disguise? Why don't you ask little Xian to come with you and we'll take a good stroll around these great rivers and mountains? Little Yu said with great interest. That's good too. Some cities reflect some things so we can go and take a look too. Feng Yuan nodded. Politics did not happen overnight. Some policies were implemented, but whether they were implemented or not, Feng Yuan did not know. If she wanted to truly understand, she still needed to personally go and take a look. To experience the people's livelihood and see the hardships of the people, she could better solve the problem. Only then would the entire dynasty support the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty even more. Although this world was a world of martial arts, powerful martial arts could suppress everything. However, the prosperity of a dynasty depended not only on martial arts, but also on policies. Those who gained the hearts of the people would obtain the world. After gaining the hearts of the people, The geniuses, and experts from a city would want to join the dynasty in the army. Naturally, the dynasty would become stronger and stronger. Alright, I've stayed in the Dragon Palace for a year. It just so happens that I want to come out and have a look. Wang Xian nodded and said with a smile. Then let's get ready and set off. The group of girls said happily. The third year of the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty calendar, the Dragon and Phoenix Queen visited in disguise. The Dragon Phoenix dynasty is courting death. How dare they shut us out of the life-death pill workshop and the holy item forging workshop? If it wasn't for the problems in the central continent, we would have sent out experts to destroy them. Do they really think that they can ignore us just because they've unified more than 20 dynasties and have more than 200 cities? Now that the Dragon Phoenix dynasty doesn't put us in their eyes, we'll let them know the consequences. Otherwise, there might be more dynasties that don't put us in their eyes in the future. Each and every small dynasty dares to be so arrogant. The Lord Manager has already learned about this. The Lord Manager has already gone to the Blood Flow dynasty. Blood Flow dynasty? Could it be that our Lord Manager wants the Blood Flow dynasty to make a move? If our Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop join hands, besides strength, we also have financial resources. As long as we can bring out something that makes the Blood Flow dynasty interested, they will make a move. At this moment, outside the Dragon Phoenix Empire, 5 people rode on void interpretation level beasts with cold expressions as they flew into the distance. They wore the clothes of the Life and Death Pill Workshop and Holy Item Forging Workshop, and they emitted a faint killing intent. From ancient times until now, other than the powerful empires, no dynasty would dare not let their Life and Death Pill Workshop and Holy Item Forging Workshop enter. The Dragon and Phoenix Empire was one, and it was only one dynasty. A dynasty? Did they really think that they could match up to the Empire? What a joke. The location in front is the Ice and Snow Empire. The closest city to us is the Wind and Frost City. The first city we went to was here. Feng Yuan was in disguise. Wang Xian and the 7 girls had followed her out for 3 days and arrived at the first city. It was a city 50,000 kilometers away from the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. This city could be considered to be far away from the Emperor. Feng Yuan mainly wanted to come to these cities to take a look. Wow, this city is dressed in plain silver. It's so beautiful. The few girls looked at the city in front of them and said with sparkling eyes, "Keep a low profile when you're there. All of you are traveling incognito, not tourists." Wang Xian reminded them when he saw the group of girls in high spirits. "Hee, we can also enjoy the scenery." The group of them came to the city that was covered by snow and wind and landed on the ground. Apart from Wang Xian and the group of girls, Feng Yuan also brought 2 people. One was Meng Hong and the other was an old lady. The old lady was also a powerhouse at the level of the see-through void tier. She was also at level 4 of the see-through void tier. She was an elder of a dynasty. After she was subdued by Feng Yuan, she was kept by her side because she had the highest loyalty. Meng Hong's strength had also reached profound void tier 4, and he was one of the pillars of the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty. The group walked toward Wind Frost City. As a city, there were quite a number of strangers coming and going, so many people were curious about them. After all, most of them were great beauties. This city is so beautiful. There's snow everywhere. It's so unique. After entering the city, the group of girls looked around curiously. Make way, make way. At this moment, 2 berating voices came from behind. Ha! Feng Yuan and the others hadn't gone far when they heard this unscrupulous voice, causing her to frown slightly. The carriages pulled by the snow beast sped forward. Feng Yuan looked at the carriage, slightly displeased. Chapter 1413. 1413 was secretly visiting in disguise. Your Majesty, there are some unfair things in every place. You are ambitious, but your policy time is still too short. It needs some time to ferment. The old woman standing behind Feng Yuan whispered when she saw the Queen's slightly unhappy look. I know that some things can happen, but they must be changed in the future. Feng Yuan nodded her head. She took a glance at the carriage and continued walking forward. The Snow and Wind dynasty, which used to be cold and freezing, belongs to a dynasty where the people are more valiant and simple. There are many martial artists with water and mutated ice attributes born here. Feng Yuan introduced to Wang Xian and the rest. Some of the people in the surroundings were wearing thicker clothing compared to other cities. The temperature here was at least several tens of degrees below zero. For many of the younger children, the weather was still very cold. The few of them came to the most luxurious restaurant in Wind and Frost City, looked at the beautiful scenery around them, and ate some food. I heard that the Wind and Frost Lake in Wind and Frost City is very beautiful. Let's go and take a look later. Guan Shuqing looked at some information about Wind and Frost City on the communication stone plate and said with a smile. Sure, we'll stay in Wind Frost City for a few days anyway. Feng Yuan said with a smile on her face. Then let's hurry up and eat. I heard that you can skate on it, hee. The group of girls became interested. After eating, they walked toward the central Wind Frost Lake again. When they came to the Wind Frost Lake, they found over 1,000 young men practicing martial techniques on the lake. Not far away from them there was an academy, the Wind and Frost Academy. Within the academy, many students were practicing their martial techniques within the Wind and Frost Lake. It was a scene of prosperity. There are so many people, there should be at least 100,000 people. Shu Qing and the others walked towards the frozen lake with interest, grabbing the surrounding snow. Within the lake there were many children. The laughter of children filled the sky above the Wind and Frost Lake. Hua hua hua. At this moment, the sound of a carriage came from behind. More than 10 huge carriages stopped in front of the Wind and Frost Lake. It's time to collect the clear spirit grass. All parents, bring your children over. At this moment, more than 20 middle-aged and old men stepped out of the carriage, and their voices echoed in the surroundings. It's time to collect the clear spirit grass. Hurry, hurry. Quick, son, come here. Mommy will bring you to collect the clear spirit grass. Thank you so much, Your Majesty. One by one, the middle-aged men hurriedly brought the children around them and walked towards the carriage. Feng Yuan looked over and a trace of a smile appeared on her face. Mommy, I want it too. Child, we are not qualified to collect it. When your father breaks through to the transcendent realm, we will be able to collect it. Oh. Child, you have to cultivate well in the future and become a powerhouse. We can buy these things ourselves. At this moment, the sounds of mother and son conversing could be heard from the side. Wang Xian and Feng Yuan looked over. Two mother and son dressed in simple clothes stood at the side and looked in the direction of the carriage. Feng Yuan frowned and looked at the surroundings. She noticed that a few children were looking at the carriage with eager faces. Sister Feng Yuan, if I remember correctly, the clear spirit grass is produced in Qingling Mountain. Although it's only an extraordinary first-grade spiritual grass, it's very effective for children. The dynasty invests at least 1 trillion middle-grade spiritual stones every year and gives the clear spirit grass to all children for free. Now, what? Sun Lingxiu's gaze swept the surroundings and she frowned as she looked at Feng Yuan. Some people are courting death. How dare they covet something like this? Feng Yuan slowly shook her head and walked towards a boy who was dressed in shabby clothes. Little friend, where's your father? Feng Yuan walked over, wearing a veil, and asked the little boy with a smile on her face. Mom and Dad are working. They are working. Let's go, Auntie will take you to get the clear spirit grass. Feng Yuan said to her with a smile. I can't get it. Dad said to buy it for me to make my body better. The little boy shook his head and said to Feng Yuan. This made her slightly stunned and her face slowly darkened. Bye. Let's go, Auntie will take you there. Feng Yuan held the little boy's hand and walked towards the carriage. The little boy wanted to break free, but after Feng Yuan turned her head and smiled at him, he immediately followed behind. Sun Lingxiu followed behind. Wang Xian shook his head and ignored her. Feng Yuan was disguised as a private visitor. She wanted to find out the problem and solve it. He wasn't surprised to encounter such a matter. Hello, we are here to collect the clear spirit grass. Feng Yuan walked over with the little boy and said directly. What's your name? The middle-aged man in front of the carriage asked without raising his head. Ming Xiang. Feng Yuan looked at the little boy and the little boy said directly. Ming Xiang? There is no such name. The middle-aged man raised his head as he spoke and looked at the little boy. He frowned and said impatiently, Don't you know your name? You are not on the list to receive it. Why can't I receive them? Feng Yuan asked directly with a cold face. If I say I can't, then I can't. I didn't expect you to dress up pretty well. Your child is so sloppy. Hee woman with the money to dress up like this, I can buy clean spirit grass for your child. The middle-aged man looked Feng Yuan up and down and said with a smile. According to the law of the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty, every 6 to 12-year-old child can receive a clean spirit grass every month. Why can't we receive it? Feng Yuan stared at the middle-aged man and coldly said. If you can't accept it, then you can't accept it. Get lost quickly, or don't blame me for being impolite. The middle-aged man heard Feng Yuan's words and sternly berated her. Do you know what will happen if you violate the law of the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty? Feng Yuan coldly asked them. Are you courting death, woman? Decree? We are the decree. We risked our lives to bring the pure spirit grass here from tens of thousands of kilometers away. It's easy for us. I'm warning you, get out of here quickly. Otherwise, you'll spend a few days in the prison. Someone with such delicate skin like you is absolutely welcome. Haha. The middle-aged man said arrogantly to Feng Yuan, which made the surrounding middle-aged men and elders burst into laughter. We are acting according to the orders of the higher-ups? What? You want to sue us? Go ahead. A burly elder walked over directly and said to Feng Yuan with a cold expression. Aunt, the decree says so, but not everyone can receive it. There are also conditions. If I can't receive it, I don't want it anymore. The little boy saw the fierce middle-aged man and spoke with a face full of fear. At the side, some families who came to collect the clear spirit grass frowned at this scene. No one dared to say anything. So you? Then I want to see who gave you the order. Feng Yuan sneered when she heard their arrogant words and looked at Manhong. City Lord of Wind Frost City, get your ass over here. Chapter 1414. 1414 disguised as a private visitor. Wind Frost City, City Lord, get your ass over here. An angry shout came from Manghong's mouth, and his voice instantly resounded throughout the entire Wind Frost City. The group of middle-aged elders standing in front of Feng Yuan were stunned. When they felt the loud and clear voice from Manghong's mouth, they felt a bad premonition. Especially when the burly man behind the veiled woman actually shouted for the city lord to get his ass out. In Wind Frost City, this was a matter of treason and courting death. If one didn't have the strength, they definitely wouldn't dare to be so arrogant. Oh. At this moment, in a warm room, the city lord of Wind Frost City, who was watching a group of beautiful women dancing, heard this shout and his expression changed slightly. Insightful Void Realm expert. The eyes of the city lord of Wind Frost City flickered. Who dares to cause trouble in Wind Frost City? His figure moved and he directly appeared in the sky above the city lord's mansion. He coldly shouted. In an instant, everyone in Wind Frost City was stunned by these two shouts. The citizens of Wind Frost City raised their heads with stunned expressions and looked at the city lord above the city lord's mansion. Everyone in Wind Frost Lake also looked at the position of the carriage with stunned expressions. Oh, who are you people? The dozen or so people in front of the carriage stared at them with their eyes wide open. City Lord of Wind and Frost City, come here immediately. I have something to ask you. Feng Yuan raised her head and looked at the sky above the city lord's mansion as she said with a twinkle in her eyes. Her clear and cold voice once again resounded throughout the entire Wind and Frost City. This voice. When the city lord of Wind Frost City heard Feng Yuan's voice, his eyes widened slightly and his pupils couldn't help but shrink. His body trembled and he hurriedly flew over. From afar, when he saw Feng Yuan's figure, the old woman behind her, Manghong, and a few familiar figures in the surroundings, he felt his vision go black. Her Majesty, Her Majesty. His voice trembled as he hurriedly flew over and directly knelt on the ice-cold surface of the lake. What? Your Majesty? The Dragon and Phoenix Queen? That's our queen? My God, the queen. When everyone around saw the city lord kneeling on the surface of the lake in fear and trepidation, their faces revealed shock. It had already been a year since the Snow Wind dynasty was subdued by the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty. However, this was the first time they had met Her Majesty the Queen. Moreover, it was done in this way. Your Majesty the Queen, please spare my life. Your Majesty the Queen, please spare my life. The dozens of middle-aged elders in front of the carriage instantly had their foreheads filled with cold sweat. They knelt on the ground and shouted in fear. Your Majesty the Queen. Everyone in the surroundings was prepared to kneel on the ground. You don't have to kneel. Feng Yuan waved her arm, causing the surrounding people to be unable to kneel down. This method caused the surrounding people to widen their eyes and be filled with shock. Half a year ago, I gave an order that the children of my Dragon and Phoenix dynasty can enjoy the transcendent rank 1 clear spirit grass for free to wash their bodies and become the foundation of an expert. What? When I came here, some of the children can't receive it for free. Why must there be conditions? The dynasty takes out trillions of middle-grade spirit stones every year just to lay a solid foundation for the children. When the youth is strong, the dynasty is strong. City Lord Feng Shuang, you are plotting against the future of the dynasty. Feng Wan's face was ice-cold as she stared at the city lord of Feng Shuang City. When City Lord Feng Shuang heard Feng Wan's words, his face was extremely pale as he said in fear, "Your Majesty, I don't know about this matter. It has nothing to do with me. No matter what, you have already derelict your duty. I think you don't need to be the city lord anymore. I will thoroughly investigate this matter. If it has something to do with you, if you have done other things that harm the people, then you will be punished according to the laws of the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty." Feng Wan waved her arm, and a ring of fire flew directly toward the city lord of Wind Frost City. "No, Your Majesty, no." The city lord of Wind Frost City's expression changed greatly, and he shouted out in terror. "Xiuqing, inform the Prime Minister to send a profound void martial artist to take over the position of the city lord of Wind Frost City. Meng Hong, go investigate the matter between the spirit grass and the city lord of Wind Frost City." Feng Wan ordered the old woman and Meng Hong beside her. "It's Your Majesty." The two nodded respectfully. "I am the ruler of the Dragon Phoenix dynasty, and you are the citizens of the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. As citizens of the Dragon Phoenix dynasty, you will enjoy all the benefits and policies of the Dragon Phoenix dynasty. As officials, you must love the people, and as citizens, you must own the country. The dynasty will ensure the safety of everyone's lives and allow everyone to live as happily as possible. I hope that the people of the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty will become stronger. The Dragon and Phoenix dynasty has a complete promotion system, especially the young people. The future Dragon and Phoenix dynasty will belong to your era." Feng Wan's gaze swept across everyone as she spoke in a deep voice. "Thank you, Your Majesty. Our life this year is already much better than before." "That's right. Be it the education of our children or the free distribution of goods, this is something that we didn't dare to imagine in the past. Thank you, Your Majesty." The citizens shouted at Feng Wan excitedly. "I am the people. Only the people can be for me. Water can carry a boat and it can also overturn it. Among you, there might be a pillar of the Dragon and Phoenix dynasty in the future. Do your best." As Feng Wan spoke, she gestured to Wang Xian and the group of girls before flying directly towards the city lord's mansion. "I didn't expect that a queen would actually say that I serve the people. Only the people can serve me. Water can carry a boat and it can capsize a boat." In the lake, a teacher who was teaching students looked at the figure in the sky with a face full of respect. "Compared to a year ago, our lives are much better. I didn't expect that the Queen would personally come today and even imprison the city lord. This is a powerhouse at the profound void tier. According to the decree that has been issued for many years, if it is fully implemented, then our lives in the future will be even better. The Queen is secretly visiting us in disguise. She came to our city and directly crippled the city lord. This is a good king. In the future, I want to cultivate well. I want to become an expert. I want to fight for our dynasty." The appearance of the Queen made everyone in Wind and Frost City look excited. Especially those few words of the Queen. They had the urge to die for those who were close to them. "I serve the people. Only the people can serve me." Compared to the reign of the Snow Wind dynasty, the current Dragon and Phoenix Queen was simply too good. 4 days later, when the new city lord arrived, all the items that were confiscated by the previous city lord were distributed to the people. 4 days later, Feng Wan, Wang Xian, and the rest left Wind and Frost City. On the Wind and Frost Lake, an ice sculpture that was 200 meters tall was erected. The ice sculpture was a woman wearing a veil. It was lifelike and full of majesty. This was the Dean of the Wind and Frost Academy. He personally carved it for the Queen of Dragons and Phoenixes. This was to express his respect and respect for the Queen. This is also one of the most important landscape of Wind and Frost City in the future. It is also the first stop of the history of the Queen in private, You're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Adventures YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.